Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
So, have you adjusted back to the, not new, but formerly old schedule you used to have?
It's been a process.
Because we're back to, we'll round up. We'll say a midnight start time here. S&S after dark.
Yeah. We're close to that midnight point for sure.
I mean, only a 2-day turnaround for you. Quick adjustment.
Yeah.
In-game, halftime.
I'm going to try stay up till 6-ish tonight. But it's been like 4 is when I cut out, up around 11. So tomorrow it works. Tomorrow's definitely going to be rough.
Is it easier for you to get up early when you adjust to an early schedule, or have to try and stay out as late as you can?
I could stay up late, but I just wake up early still. So it's a lot harder for me to sleep in. I didn't even start sleeping in till like 2 until after like over a year.
On this current schedule?
On the noon to, or 6 to 6.
Yeah.
So.
Well, excited for you to be back for all 12. I'm sure you're ready for that too.
It makes everything easier.
Yeah.
Like, more day shift would be great, but.
Down the road.
Correct.
Once the little baby dub
second
comes.
Shift is not it.
Yeah, if there's one shift I could choose and never do, it's literally 12 to 12.
But it was worth it in the long run. Definitely a lot of career growth. So.
And it was a long run. Longer than expected, I think, right? As most things tend to go that way.
Yeah, but it's all right. It worked out.
But hey, we're back.
Yeah.
We're late. We're live. So go ahead and pull up that chair, pour up that drink, and light that cigar. It's time for episode 62. Count them. 62 of S&S. Cam.
Welcome back, everybody. Got a great show planned out, as usual. A lot of sports news. Actually, not as much news today.
But a lot of opinions.
But a lot of opinions.
A lot of hot takes.
A lot of hot takes. A lot of fun.
As usual. Promo?
Got to go start there. We haven't done that in like 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, we haven't.
Oh, you're...
That's gray area. That works. That counts.
Okay.
Where can our fans out there, and those who have not found us yet, where could they find us at?
On X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music now, because that's what Google Podcasts has transitioned into. So just look at us on YouTube if you're going to do YouTube Music, I guess. It's got to be close to the same thing.
All together, surely.
But at Sports and Stogies on everything. Look us up. TikTok included on there. Still working on what we want to do for content on those.
YouTube Shorts, got the idea, just haven't.
I think I'll mess around with OBS when I get home tonight and see if I can. I'll have to take off my overlay because I have like my separate streaming thing set up.
Could you explain in layman's terms what OBS is?
It's just a like device capture.
Okay.
Platform.
Good enough. I get it.
But like I have like my gaming stuff, like my webcam border and stuff.
Because you're back streaming now.
I am.
Little known fact.
Yeah, little known fact.
Not quite sports related.
It's not at all sports related.
That's good. You want to keep your hobbies separate.
Yeah.
And keep different hobbies in different areas. Do you want to pimp that along? No?
Scruffy2X, Twitch.tv, and YouTube, but I haven't done anything on YouTube yet, so.
In due time.
Yeah. I might just keep the border on there for some free.
A little cross promo.
Some free. No, I'll take it off. Yeah, we would. Oh, man. I almost wonder. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out tonight. It shouldn't be that hard to put on and off. I think I can do that pretty easily, actually. So,
And of course, gmail.com for all your fan questions, comments, and or concerns.
correct. sportsandstogies@gmail.com.
Now, shop-wise, got to give a big shout-out to our boy Greg Burke at Tip Top Smoke Emporium and tiptopsmoke.com. Today gave me some very special sticks for us, which I was going to smoke tonight. But you had a better idea. Because he hooked us up with the LFD 2023 quote-unquote football special edition, which means Super Bowl cigar of 2023. Now these have been going on for like 9 years now. Are only released to stores in states that hosted that year's Super Bowl. Only 1,000 boxes, 10 cigars each, released in Arizona. We have 3 of those sticks. And we're going to wait until Super Bowl 2024, whatever show that is, leading up to that game.
Tentatively.
To smoke them there.
Tentatively.
Unless maybe we get the 2024
Yeah,
ones.
if we can figure out a way to get our hands on the 2024 ones, then that would obviously...
Let me call my LFD guy real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll line that up.
Let me know.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about those sticks, honestly. It's going to break my heart to cut it, though.
They're almost too pretty to even smoke.
They really are gorgeous. They have a beautifully crafted football in the wrapper. It's unreal. Do you know the binder and filler? Or
I know it's
anything like
Ecuadorian Habano wrapper and then Dominican binder and filler. I mean LFD, of course, Dominican.
Yeah.
Other shop-wise, of course, our boy Robbie out at the Stogie Smoke Stop in Huber. The Queen of Ash, Patricia, at Casa Aficionado. Of course, coming up this Friday, Poker Friday. Come on out. We have 7 regular players now, always ready for more.
That's a good number.
Again, my favorite night of the week.
Yeah.
Table
Cash
holds
games.
8. We can play more tables.
It's cash games, right?
Cash game with the top 3 players, chip count by the end of the night, getting on the board for raffles at the end of each quarter, which of course will be pretty much the new year.
Yeah.
For some grand, she gives out incredible prizes. All kinds of stuff. So come out and play. I'll be there. B&G's in Miamisburg.
Yeah, we still need to get out there. And I would like to do a recap. I'd like to try and do like a year. I know Greg's itching to get back on. Things are going really well out there.
Yeah, a lot of news there.
We're really itching to get on there. I'm sure the Queen's ready to be back on.
And to meet you for the first time.
Also true. Guys at B&G's. I know the old Steve.
Our godfathers.
Yeah.
Steve and Jamie.
And Dan Chice now. Dan Cheese or Dan Chice?
I think Dan Cheese.
Okay.
That's the proper Italian pronunciation, I feel like.
Yeah, that checks out. Dan Cheese.
So I was going to shout him out here in a minute because the stick I'm smoking on. But shout out Greg for the one you've got.
I have the Crowned Heads 4 Kicks Mule Kick Limited Edition 2023.
You know where that came from?
No.
The November edition of the Tip Top Smoke Cigar of the Month Club.
Limited edition.
Correct.
In the subscription.
I got one at the event at Tip Top this summer.
Yeah.
With both Crown Heads and Aganorsa. There's still some at the shop, but again, small production.
Yeah.
And I love Crown Heads. They're my top 10 brands now.
They're very good.
So far, what do you think?
So far, it's really good. It's a Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, which I've now seen a couple of in the last month, with a Dominican binder and a Dominican Pelado Cubano filler with Nicaraguan as well.
Heyo.
So
You got a lot going on there.
it is. And again, that seems to be the trending.
I feel like it's either a puro of like all one thing, or we're throwing in 7 different tobaccos.
Unreal
Yeah.
amounts. Yeah. So far, it's really good. Virtually no spice at all. Heavy on natural flavors, for sure, with like a slight creaminess to kind of just bring it all together. Getting a lot of earth, your hay, with a little bit of leather, and some cedar.
It's funny, I went to Tip Top last night. Greg had already left, unfortunately. But the new guy working there, David, we were talking. He's a relatively new smoker still, but super knowledgeable and getting into, what he likes.
Well, I know Greg has a pretty... I think they have like a training course.
Oh, yeah.
He's through.
He's big time.
Yeah.
We were talking like, So, man, for the first year, I had no idea what leather tasted like or what earth tasted like.
No.
But if you smoke enough and smoke for long enough, you start to pick out these notes and your palate develops and you can actually differentiate cedar from oak, which to a beginner sounds like, what's the difference? It's just wood, dude. And what does wood taste like?
Exactly.
So yes, it's all tobacco, but with experience, you pick out the subtleties.
Yeah.
And that's what makes, sticks differentiate.
Exactly. And I'm still learning a lot. Your
me too, of
palate's
course.
a lot more developed than mine.
I've been smoking like 7 years now, but there's still so much I don't know or that I miss or that I misread.
Yeah.
So it's a lifetime
Definitely.
journey, man. That's one of the most, exciting parts too.
Yeah, you've been going 7. I've been going almost 2.
Yeah, give or take. I think it was January 2022? Or it's still wintertime, right? It'd be like February or March 2022?
No, I think it was. It had to be. Was it?
Because we had the idea for the show in January, but didn't start it until August.
Well, we also ran the show through. Yeah.
So beginning of the year-ish, 2022, somewhere in there.
Is that right? Or is it?
It's definitely right. Gotta be.
Was it 21? Late 21?
Maybe late 21, but somewhere in that, over that winter. Had to be.
I have no idea.
It's funny, the older I get, time becomes such an illusion. I
almost,
can tell you what happened.
Sometimes I feel like I just forget how time works.
I mean, you just watch Loki and all.
I genuinely feel like sometimes I forget just how time works in general.
I recall memories, but I couldn't tell you if I was 7 years old when it happened or 12.
Or 15.
Or maybe it was yesterday. But my stick, I'll take a quick puff here. Or 3 quick puffs. From our boy, Stephen Danchis. The LCA Aganorsa Golden Locket. Again, LCA doesn't necessarily make their own products, but they collaborate with other companies and pick out their own blends and then age them in their own way. They have 2 cigars each month, catered to that month. This is one of them, along with the Turducken, which you've never heard of before.
Never heard that, dude.
Shocked me. So the Thanksgiving theme stick for November right there.
So is that something your family actively says?
No,
during
we never
Thanksgiving?
do. But I've heard of it, people online or whatever. It's a turkey, of course, with a duck inside and a chicken inside the duck. So 3 meals in one,
I've never.
I don't know if people actually do it,
They can't.
but it's a thing.
I've heard of. Oh man, I don't even know if I know what the name of it is. Is it a cornucopia? Is that a thing?
Cornucopia?
Is that a thing? It's like the spiral thing that people put stuff in, right?
Define stuff. Cornucopia is a word. I think it's that was a star related thing.
Is it? What's the thing I'm thinking of then?
I'll be honest, I'm not following it here, Chief.
I feel like it's almost more of a decoration now. Maybe it used to have practical use.
Like a wreath?
Nope. Nope, not even close. I gotta Google that real quick. I think it's a cornucopia.
Well, look that up. I'll get my cigar notes straight from the LCA website. The Aganorsa Golden Locket, straight from the fertile soils.
Cornucopia basket.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, that's like a Thanksgiving thing.
It's like a horn kind of thing. I forget. It's called a cornucopia.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Man, you can't believe you've never heard of that.
You know what? One of the few times that
Honestly, I'll be honest. The only reason I retained that information was Hunger Games. I didn't watch those. I read them, but in the first book or movie, where you go to initially grab all your weapons and stuff, they called it the cornucopia, and it was kind of shaped like that. I was like, huh. I think we have those on Thanksgiving too.
The more you know. Anyway, it is a 6x52 Toro, now with 2 years of age on it at the LCA warehouses, and 100% Nicaraguan tobacco, grown from Aganorsa Farms. a Corojo 99 wrapper, a Criollo binder, and fillers from Condega, Jalapa, and Esteli. So far, excellent even burn. Nice smooth draw. Pretty peppery. But after that first half an inch died down, subsided, which I welcome. Some earth for sure. Not quite that Tabasco spice, but something besides just like the black pepper. Not super sweet, definitely more savory, a little salty.
So it's not a vinegary spice. Is it still like a peppery spice?
Yeah, more so pepper side, pepper based.
So maybe like a chili pepper.
In that territory, yeah.
Gotcha.
Makes your tongue wake up a little bit. I'm here for it. And tonight we're pairing that with the ever classy, but it's on the board.
It is.
We had to get it.
It is.
The Evan Williams Black Label. First bottle I've ever bought.
Yeah.
86 proof, about $15.
It tastes like there's no alcohol in it.
I have not had it yet.
I just sipped it and I was like, I thought I was drinking my water.
Dude, I've not had anything less than like 95 proof
Even 90
in a while. It's 4 years old. It's the standard Heaven Hill mash bill, 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley.
I mean, again, it's not terrible.
It's $15.
But it's definitely not the best thing I've ever had.
Really nothing on the nose that stands out.
Nothing.
Some very slight vanilla, maybe.
Yeah, there's not really anything on the actual flavor profile either.
Wow, yeah, very, very light. A little bit of honey.
A little bit.
Some kind of floral. It's a good beginner entryway bottle.
Yeah.
Probably much better mixer. You know, ginger ale, Coke, maybe, I wouldn't say like an old fashioned, but some kind of whiskey-based cocktail.
Yeah. Like a whiskey sour.
I've never had one of those.
Neither have I.
They intimidate me. I've watched like TikToks of people making those. It's like egg white foam.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like how that would.
It probably mixes fine.
I'd give it a
probably
shot.
Just a
you know, it's a
texture
popular
thing.
drink. So.
Yeah, it's probably a texture thing. I also feel like a whiskey sour is like an old guy's thing. And I feel like I already smoke cigars and drink whiskey. Like,
I was going to say like an old fashioned is like an old guy thing.
I disagree.
It's making a comeback.
Exactly.
Although I hate seeing these TikToks of people like making their weird old fashions.
Where they put a freaking burning piece of tree bark inside of it or whatever.
It's called an old fashioned for a reason.
Yeah.
It's established.
Old fashioned. Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Although, if I'm in Vegas, maybe I want my old fashioned to come out on fire.
Now I'll give the smoked ones some credit, but if it's actually flaming, come on now. Come on.
You're in Vegas for the show. You might as well get the whole thing, right?
All right, it's fine. If I'm 9 cocktails deep in Vegas, then yeah, I'll take a flaming old fashioned. Why not? It's free anyway, because I already lost $8,000 playing craps. So give me one flaming old fashioned to really burn my sorrows away.
Yeah.
How about some fan cues?
We got a couple.
We got 3.
Hit me.
First things first, which new NFL head coach are you most impressed with so far? Given D'Amico Ryans in Houston, Shane Steichen in Indianapolis, Jonathan Gannon in Arizona, and now a guy you wanted to shout out.
Honorable mention Antonio Pierce in Las Vegas because now I don't know if it's just the Antonio Pierce effect, but the entire team morale has completely shifted.
180.
And they're playing solid football. So I don't know if Aiden O'Connell's the man going forward, but
he couldn't be worse than Jimmy G.
He's much better.
At the very least, he's going to throw to Devontae.
Yeah, he's truly the game manager we thought Jimmy G was. But I think it's got to be D'Amico Ryan. You have a young, probably the youngest core in the NFL. You had no true superstar wide receivers coming into the season. And now people are saying you have one of the best wide receiving cores and arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
They're all rookie everything.
Yeah.
Now,
the only thing that they don't have is a run game. I lied. The only thing that Dameon Pierce doesn't have is talent because
Singletary looked pretty damn good.
Had like 175 million yards against the Bengals.
You know, he's in the best chance or best position, I guess, because Stroud has worked out so well. Let's say they drafted Bryce Young instead. maybe D'Amico would have developed him better, or maybe it's tough because with a rookie quarterback and a new head coach, it's
Did you see the Panthers owner's statements on Bryce Young?
No.
Basically said like the lack of development. He's like talking about the whole team as a whole.
We're 9 games
but
in.
It's like he's not seeing any development at all from the offense. It's stale, it's lacking, and all this stuff. And I'm like, giving up on the number 1 overall pick already?
He's not entirely wrong. They've not gotten much better. But also, you brought in Frank Reich, who's a very old school kind of coach like that. Should have kept Steve Wilkes.
Bryce Young is not playing horribly.
No, and maybe not the quite leaps and bounds improvements you want to see, but he has gotten better.
I think the problem
look at his roster.
Is what you see is C.J. Stroud.
Very high bar to compare yourself against.
And you're like, wow, why is my quarterback not doing that?
Well, because nobody else is.
Yeah.
I actually saw a reasonable take from Colin Cowherd.
No, you didn't.
One of the few ever.
No, you didn't.
He said, besides
I'll find
Andrew Luck and Justin Herbert in their rookie years, this is the first time he's seen a quarterback as a rookie where you're like, wow, this guy's different. This guy's legit right now.
He means that in the dumbest way possible.
He probably does, but I take it as...
He has no idea what he's looking at.
But we do. And we'll address that in the next question, actually. But D'Amico for sure. My thing is, though, neither guy's doing a bad job. Look at Steichen in Indy. Your star quarterback, who was playing great, gets hurt. Got to play Gardner. And they're, what, 4-6? 5-5?
So, like, I think 4-6.
Playing better than they probably should be. Having no JT for 4 games. Losing Tony Rich. A defense that on paper wasn't that great. Playing pretty well.
Defense is definitely performing well.
And then Gannon in Arizona. No Kyler. You're playing with Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Record-wise, not great.
Performance-wise,
but every game was pretty close. They beat Dallas.
True.
Then you lose Josh Dobbs. Granted, get Kyler back.
And Josh Dobbs is balling uncontrollably in Minnesota.
That's
I think playing better in Minnesota than he did in Arizona.
Oh, for sure.
But I think Minnesota has a better receiving core with Hawk and Addison and then Jettas when he comes back.
Yeah, I say 3 for 3 on new coaches. And then 4 for 4 if you want to count Antonio Pierce. Who at this point, give him the job next year, right? Why not?
I mean...
regardless of how the rest of the season goes.
Honestly, you probably try and get Eric Bieniemy.
If Washington doesn't go ahead and promote him right now.
That is true. But if he's available, he's the first person you interview.
The problem is they can't afford anybody. They could barely afford to cut Josh McDaniels.
That is true.
Pierce would be a lot cheaper.
Honestly, I don't know if Bieniemy would break the bank.
Not as much as, a already like established head coach.
Because I think Bieniemy wants to be a head coach
and
to prove himself.
Earn it, yeah.
So.
But with Vegas, think about the best thing to do and then do the opposite of that.
Bill Belichick.
Oh, whoa. Whoa. I don't think even Bill would want to undertake that challenge. Now, second question, which kind of segues to the first one. Is C.J. Stroud not just in the MVP conversation, is he the front runner?
He's definitely in the conversation. I'd say he's definitely top 5. You could probably make a case for top 3. But realistically, you have to have the conversation for Christian McCaffrey, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Tua, probably Stroud, Hurts, and Dak, really.
A name I never expected to say.
Mahomes, not performing.
Not this year. Lamar, last game, maybe a sour note, but...
yeah, I think you can make a case for Lamar. But he's definitely up there.
Even the fact that CMC and 2 wideouts are in the conversation shows there's no true, one runaway, clear as day quarterback. Because Josh Allen, which we'll get to later, It's trash. Herbie's team's trash. Mahomes has been very un-Mahomesian. Hurts has been improving here, but what? I think lead league in picks or tied for the lead league in picks.
I know Allen is at 11.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But CJ's first in yards per game, only 2 turnovers, or 2 picks at least. As a rookie, with rookie wideouts.
not too far behind. Who's touchdowns? It's Tua at 18.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Stroud's at 14.
Yeah.
And I think he's, second in total yards?
Just behind Sam Howell. Who would have thought? Sam Howell and CJ Stroud, your 2 leading passers, come week 11.
Hey, we're in the back end.
Finally, a good Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah.
After 150 years.
Ever? First time ever?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Man, and then to trade up and take Will Anderson, too, who's also matched the hype, not getting as much media coverage.
No, but he's very low-key.
Incredible.
Star, yeah.
Bright future in Houston. And last but not least, switching gears here to the NBA, your biggest surprise this season so far, either good or bad.
I'll do one for each. Good, Oklahoma City. 7-3, kicking off the year, playing strong, great basketball. I think they're 7-3.
Is that a surprise?
Yeah.
For me, at least, I loved OKC last year.
I did too, but I didn't think. But also look at what happened last year. They didn't, kind of, in my opinion, underperformed. Chet Holmgren's playing good ball, and he's showing that one piece was him, and now it's coming all together, and they're super fun to watch. It's unreal. Other than if you can get past Josh Giddey.
Oh, you don't like watching the lefty?
I do, because I'm mesmerized by the fact that he does what he does.
And it's pretty successful at it.
But it's like watching Bob Cousy in 2023.
We've done that bit before, yeah.
But yeah, super fun basketball in OKC. Bright future that they've been preaching they've been having, and now it's coming to fruition. So good for them. Bad surprise is Damian Lillard.
Slow start.
He's shooting 37% from the field and 27% from 3, which are career lows. The Bucks defense total has went from last year top 5. This year, I think they're last.
That's hard to believe. I knew going from Drew to Dame in that position at least would be from first to last.
Defensive hurt, for
but
sure.
Team-wise, they can't drop off that much.
No, it seems impossible. Also, I know Damian Lillard's like 188th for field goal percentage.
Out of how many qualified players? Like 210?
I don't know.
Yeah, so far, not a great experiment in Milwaukee, but a lot of season left. I have no negative, but one positive. A guy I wish I would have picked for Rookie of the Year. We both loved him, and his brother, Osar Thompson.
Yeah.
In Detroit. At the 2 guard, 11 points a game, 10.5 boards per game, 3 assists, not super efficient and a bad 3-point shooter, but already a generational defensive talent.
Oh, he's defensively insane.
He's literally a mirror of whoever he guards.
Yeah. The Thompson twins, their basketball IQ was unreal.
Arguably, at this age especially, the best ever.
Yeah. I mean, I think Amen will be the better one overall. I think he's offensively
more
better,
talented. Yeah.
But the dual threat that Asar brings with the physicality in the paint, even as a 2 guard, is just insane.
This guy's what, like 6'6"?
Give or take.
Getting 10 boards a game. Yeah, he's Russell Westbrook level.
Yeah. Except Russell Westbrook's 6'3".
No, he's not, is he?
Yeah.
Sure, he's 6'6". It's my 2K19 knowledge.
Dude, he's 6'3".
Either way, I can watch not even steals and blocks. I'll just watch All-Star guard people.
It's
all
fascinating.
Day. All day.
If I told you Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry were the same height, would you believe me?
Not a chance.
I'm pretty sure they are.
That seems so crazy.
I think they absolutely are.
Now, of course, Russ is a much more athletic freak, but I thought he had a good 3 inches.
No.
Go to show my NBA knowledge. Yeah, so, I mean, Detroit's, still a few years away.
They're terrible.
And Cade's taking Jordan Poole levels of shots per game, which is a good thing. Let him get his reps in. He'll eventually develop. But, well, you want to hope so at least.
Yeah.
But All-Star, man. Bright future.
Very bright.
I could see him becoming that Drew Holiday kind of role player on a championship-level team.
Yeah, when he gets traded.
It's bound to happen.
Inevitably.
Right? Yeah. Because Detroit's not a playoff team in the next 5 years.
20.
Well, I do think it happened there with the lottery. Let's go to NFL news and stats. Big news today after the Monday night debacle.
Your boys.
My boys.
Buffalo Bills, your boys, dude.
Not my boys. Bills Mafia freaking out, though. Rightfully so.
Fires Dorsey, the offensive coordinator. Good step.
Fall guy.
Definitely a fall guy. Good step.
Yeah,
terrible offense called all year.
No rhythm whatsoever.
100% has been probably worse than the Chargers offense.
Well, the Chargers offense?
Yeah.
They're the top, they're great offense.
I know. Well, I meant like last year's Chargers offense.
Still pretty solid with a banged up Herbie.
Terrible.
Either way, take away Allen's turnovers. Still no rhythm, no sense of play calling in situational situations. What a terrible statement. What an idiot. In important situations.
Yeah.
See, I thought it'd be a little bit not so immediate the day after that embarrassing loss.
Shocked.
But yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And now Joe Brady promoted to interim OC. Maybe McDermott calls plays. Who knows?
No chance McDermott calls plays.
You would think not.
I think his seat's getting a little warm.
Still toasty up north.
I think he's aware of that. So I think he's going to do everything he can to keep it out of his hands.
He can keep blaming Joe Brady. He can blame Josh Allen for the dumb turnovers. But eventually, they're 5-5. Their schedule is brutal to finish the year.
Yeah.
They're going to miss the playoffs. That's a fact.
Correct.
Super Bowl or bust team, suddenly, you got to start blowing things up here.
And as badly as people wanted Mahomes and Allen to be this generation's Brady and Manning, unfortunately,
it's going to be Mahomes and C.J. Stroud.
Allen is this generation's Phillip Rivers.
Whoa, I thought that was Herbie.
No, well, there's two. I want to say, no, I take that back. Allen is Brett Favre.
I said that last night. Yeah. Gunslinger. He's going to throw picks. He's going to make incredible plays that you think, wow, how can anybody do that?
Yeah.
Great arm strength. Too much arm strength at times.
Absolutely.
No finesse, which I want to touch on this a lot more in depth later because that game really fired me up last night.
I know it did.
But yeah, for Bills Mafia, rough sailing.
Yeah, you have Brett Favre as your quarterback with mobility.
Brett could move.
Not like, well, I mean like rushing capability, not
Oh, yeah.
throw on run, which also he does a lot.
Too much.
But yeah, just pure chuck it and F it.
You don't want to drop that one?
Not yet. I'm not that fired up.
Somebody else could. That's really the only news item we have, but stats-wise, 6 walk-off kicks this week. The most ever in 1 week in NFL history.
Ooh.
One of which, well, most of which we'll talk more about
later. When they start kicking field goals in the NFL?
Probably before they started throwing forward passes. It was actual football. They just kicked.
That's fair.
You want to know which I guess we kind of spoiled it already. My bad. The current passing yards leader in the NFL.
It's Sam Howell.
Who would have thought? How much of that is the Eric Bieniemy effect?
It's got to be all.
Because look at the Chiefs right now.
Struggling.
Look at the Commanders right now.
Also struggling, but for different reasons.
But offensively, putting numbers up.
Yeah.
Moving the ball.
Yeah, the Chiefs' offenses just look so flat. Not creative at all.
We kept saying it's all Andy Reid, maybe not that much Bieniemy.
We said that was a possibility.
Not, but maybe it was more Bieniemy than we thought.
That's what it's looking like. He's definitely proving himself, at least.
You make Sam Howell who's,
Sling
again,
Sam, dude.
not bad. But if you make Sam Howell the number one passer in the NFL,
While
with
getting
all these
sacked 155 times.
a record pace,
Yeah.
and make Brian Robinson relevant, like top 5, top 10 running back relevant,
Occasionally.
it's flashes.
It's not consistent.
Not at
but
all.
It's very.
But it will be.
When it's there,
It's there.
it's awesome.
The only running back so far this year with 2 RB1 finishes in fantasy.
And he's only got 2. The rest are bottom 30.
Well, bottom 30 would be all 30 running backs, right?
I'll give me Deuce Vaughn in some of those games over.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
gets all the goal line carries.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm aware.
I got a stat on that later. Your boy, Myles Garrett, breaking more records.
7 consecutive seasons with 10+ sacks already at this point through week 11. Top 5 all time in the streak. A lot of guys tied for, I think it's 3rd. Reggie White leading the charge at 9 consecutive seasons.
Barring injury,
He's on pace.
why wouldn't Myles Garrett break that record?
Shatter it. He could go for 10+.
He's only, what, 28, 29? Is he 30 yet?
2016, I think, was his draft. Which checks out. That's 7 seasons. So, probably around there. 28, 29.
And he's a freak athlete. Could play till he's 65 years old.
Exactly. The LeBron James of the NFL, if you will.
I saw a clip of him, I think from the Browns Twitter or Browns TikTok or whatever. Him in the locker room post-game, shirt off, looking like Adonis, singing Josh Turner
Yeah.
and killing it.
Dude. Yeah, I saw that too. It was,
Baby, lock the door and
no,
turn the lights
they were
down
going
low.
around asking what your go-to karaoke song
Oh,
was.
well, of course.
And that was Myles Garrett's go-to karaoke
Never would have guessed
song.
that from Myles Garrett, but
Yeah.
I see why. Other sack records, I know TJ Watt passed up his brother JJ and just behind Reggie White for, I forget the exact number, like at least career games to 88 sacks
Something
or
like that.
something really specific.
Yeah. Oddly specific.
Just to put in TJ and JJ together,
Yeah.
I get it, but second best pass rusher in his division, TJ Watt.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
I think he's the best pass rusher, but
Really.
I do.
It's 1A and 1B,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think TJ edges out Myles Garrett slightly.
Maybe better technique from TJ, just because Myles is
Yeah.
such a freak athlete, strength and speed-wise.
But now we're seeing some versatility from Myles, which is, in my opinion, what edged out Myles in the number 1 of the division. Honestly, probably number 1 in the league. Honestly, 1 and 2 for sure. But now that we're seeing the nose tackle lineups and success, all kinds of edge success, it's getting hard to say that anyone's better than Myles Garrett as a pass rusher.
I say nobody is, but what do I know?
I think TJ is, but I mean, obviously, accolade-wise, TJ has it, but I don't know. It's close, very close.
And last but not least, I've got a stat here on the Steelers. 5 of their 6 wins are the direct result of their defense forcing a turnover in the final 2 minutes. In those 5 games, they have forced 8 turnovers in the final 3.5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
That's insane,
Talk about getting bailed out by your defense.
dude. It
Or
is
your defense
unreal.
single-handedly winning games for you.
You know what the thing is? Like, Steelers fans aren't even happy.
They're so spoiled, man.
Well,
Same as Pats fans.
no. First of all, I would not be happy with how the Steelers are playing.
Well,
The
offensively, for sure.
problem is they're winning. That is a problem. You can never go into a rebuild
Yeah.
if you're a middle of the pack team. Why has Dallas struggled so hard to rebuild a good team?
8-8 every year.
Exactly. You're always in the playoffs. You're always getting that 20 or higher draft pick. You got to really just get lucky at that point, because anything out of the top 10 you aren't really your superstars anymore. A lot of potential still, but it's tough. You're not getting a key piece anymore.
Now, fair point. I think on both teams' part, but especially Dallas, they do develop that talent very well. Again, almost too well. So you don't really have to truly rebuild. And yeah, same for Pittsburgh. Like, you're getting guys at 29 that you make great players, but then you're 9-7 every year, getting by with Kenny Pickett.
Isn't that crazy to say?
But I want to dive more in the AFC North, just in general, later on in the film room. Real quick IR news, though. First of all, Devon Achane, designated to return from the IR.
Let's hope.
Whether he'll play or not, we'll see, but he's eligible now. So fingers crossed there for Dolphins fans. The rest of the league, look out.
T. Higgins will be out tonight, as you guys are listening to this, Thursday for us. And Quan Alexander has unfortunately torn his ACL. So that's both Steelers linebackers, with Holcomb suffering that gruesome injury.
I
still haven't heard anything about what that actually was.
It's called a break.
But I know Chubb also successfully underwent his second knee surgery and is still on pace for 2024.
There's no way.
I don't know. But if he can't play, I got a jersey to retire in the studio for him.
Rightfully so.
And it's going to get retired in the studio eventually anyways.
In a tearful ceremony.
Very tearful.
Speaking of tears, my boy, Leighton Vander Esch, out for the year, another neck injury. And at this point, we said it with the last one. Now it's kind of his whole career's in doubt.
How many more neck pads can he wear?
I think he's maxed out.
Sad to see. Very talented, honestly.
I mean, same as like Sean Lee and even Jalen Williams, like great talented linebackers who just can't stay healthy. It's like his 8th neck injury, which is the worst place to have lingering problems like that, especially as a linebacker.
Yeah, especially one that leads with his helmet so much.
Well, it's, Trent Williams being a dirty player, right?
Unreal. Which, don't get me wrong, everyone has their dirty player moments. But that was a routine pull block. Van Der Esch, known for the battling ram method, I guess. And very unfortunate.
Yeah, I've watched LV his entire career. That's what he does. And you would think coaches would address that, especially after the first 3 neck injuries. Like, hey, man, maybe try not leading with your head and neck.
That's what they never told Von Miller or Vontez Burfict to do anything different.
Well, they did, but he said, nah, I'm going to still do it, bro.
He said, what? Can't hear you. I'm suspended.
Which that reminds me, I saw a stat, again, forget the exact numbers, but with the Broncos-Bills game Monday night, the Bills were the first team to give up like 45 penalty yards on the final drive under 2 minutes and lose. Last team that did that was the Bengals against the Steelers in that playoff game with that Vontez Burfict hit on Antonio Brown. And then the other one.
Yeah. And then Juju.
That's what it was, Juju. Yeah.
God, who did Juju even hit? Oh, Vontez Burfict.
On the crackback.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a weird time in the NFL.
That was so.
I was trying to become a Bengals fan at that time. But
really?
Yeah, because, it's my AFC team, hometown guys making the playoffs. But, between Vontez Burfict and Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, I met Pac-Man Jones.
What do you mean met?
In person.
You saw him, or you shook his hand and talked to him, or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he had a permanent camper at Long's Retreat.
Really?
And I actually helped them take groceries in from his Mercedes party bus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He had a PlayStation in his bus.
As he should.
A Mercedes van.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Cool dude, actually.
A lifetime. Oh, of course he is.
Not anything like what he was on the field.
You talked to Adam Jones, not Pac-Man Jones.
Correct. I did.
Let's go to the film room. A lot to cover here.
Pretty much every game.
Starting off with, dare I say, the game of the year so far, which I thought was a clear-cut victory in the first, second, and almost third quarters until your boys got their stuff together.
Maybe I knew a thing or two when I picked my game of the week last week.
First play of the game.
Pick 6. Honestly, not even Watson's fault. That was
incredible play.
Exactly. That was an incredible play. To tip the pass and then recover it is unreal.
Kyle Hamilton.
Beast.
Punch in the mouth, first play of the game.
Correct. And then they go and score relatively quickly, 14-0. Then our first half was horrendous. Horrendous. It was almost unwatchable. It was
thankfully I had red zone on.
24-9. We had 3 field goals. Could not get anything done in the red zone. Second half, prime Deshaun Watson kicks in. 14 for 14 in the second half. 1 score, no turnovers.
Unreal.
With like 56 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Making plays, seeing everything. Beautiful, beautiful second half. Completely forgave him for the first half.
Defense, back in the game.
Won us the game. Legitimately. Shelby Harris tips the ball up. For some reason, Shelby Harris was lined up on the edge. Don't know why. Still trying to figure that one out.
Because Jim Schwartz knows what he's doing.
He does. But I would have felt a lot safer with Myles Garrett on the edge. But Shelby Harris lined up on the edge. DT, nose tackle, traditional, large man, not very fast.
Not known for his speed.
Gets through, kind of, puts the hands up, tips the ball. First of all, props to Lamar Jackson because he threw that ball so hard. It probably should have taken Shelby Harris's hands off.
Yeah.
Because he tipped the ball, and it proceeded to go 15 yards backwards to Greg Newsome. Pick 6. Dustin Hopkins misses the point after. I was like, that's Browns football. We lost.
I was thinking of you when that happened. The sheer elation with that pick 6. Just immediate disencouragement.
That's it. I was like, this is over. That's the end of the game.
And it should have been.
Should have been, but
then
it wasn't.
The impossible happened.
We drove down the field beautifully.
Well, first, you stopped the Ravens again.
We did. Which, I wasn't shocked about that. Because second half, Lamar was struggling a lot. But I was shocked that we got a decent stop. The stop that we did. And then, it was such a roller coaster.
Because after the stop, now your hopes are getting back up, right?
I'm like, okay, I know what's going to happen. Don't even get excited. This game is over. Don't even think about it. I was flipping back and forth between that and the Bengals game because it was in crunch time too.
Just as entertaining.
And then we get a couple nice plays over the middle. We had a tush push that we pushed the Ravens defense like 15 yards backwards.
Yeah.
The most successful tush push of all time.
Get on their level, Philly.
And then we were in field goal range.
Do you dare trust the kicker again? You have to.
I'm perfectly okay with that. I know Dustin Hopkins might miss one, but he won't miss 2 in a row.
Short memory.
But I think it was second or third down. I think it was second down. It was right before they just ran to the other hash. I was like, I know what's going to happen here. This is where Stefanski calls his one play shot to the end zone. We get picked off, or we fumble, or we get an unfavorable field goal position, and we lose. And he snapped the ball. They just snuck over left like 3 yards, took a loss, set it up to kick as the clock wind down, and I'm like, that is coaching. That was a play call.
Who would have thought Stefanski was capable of doing that?
Not me. I thought it was going to get cute, and it never works out when we try that. But something, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Stefanski heard God.
I think Jim Schwartz called down from the box and said, Kevin, I've been a head coach. Don't throw to the end zone. Trust me.
I'd like to think that's what
Kevin
happened.
said, okay, sir, you got it.
I'd like to think.
Or he called a bomb and Watson said, hey, guys, we're not doing that.
No, we're not at all. Yeah. Something. I don't know.
So all the pressure of that moment on Dustin Hopkins' shoulders.
Right down the middle. Split the uprights.
Money.
Gorgeous.
back to pure elation.
100%.
Snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yes.
And again, my game of the year.
No better feeling.
I wish I would have watched that game off Red Zone, start to finish, honestly.
You could skip the second half or the first half.
Well, I thought it was over, yeah.
Pretty much totally. It was just bad football on one side. Very one-sided. But the second half was must-see TV. Who would have thunk it? Browns-Ravens must-see TV.
I guess you do know a thing or two, huh?
I do.
But at that same time, the other Ohio team playing Ohio boy C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Maybe second best game of the week. Second half at least. Bengals first drive, touchdown. As it should be. They've been hot. Texans answer back in the second quarter. The next, I think, 6 Bengals possessions, all punts.
Punts. Yeah.
Back to the week 1, 2, 3 offense. Not stretching the field, dink and dunk.
At all.
Does T. Higgins matter that much? Shouldn't.
Well, then Chase had that 64-yarder.
Big time play.
Which saved their... I mean, at that point, I think Burrow had 2.7 yards per throw.
Yeah.
So then they had the big 64-yard, and I was like, okay, Bengals offense, here we go. And then flat again. It was very weird from the Bengals offense.
Yeah, that was just before the fourth quarter happened. So fourth quarter, 2017, first drive of that half, or that quarter, Texans score on a Stroud scramble, which I wish he would have done more as a Buckeye.
Beautiful.
Then the Bengals answer back. Joe Mixon on a... Actually, that was that pick that
Correct.
bad pick
Yeah.
that Stroud threw. They capitalized there. Next drive, McPherson, tie game, field goal. Crunch time. Rookie quarterback. Can he make it happen? Of course he can.
He can when Joe Burrow throws 2 interceptions.
Fourth quarter picks.
2 fourth-quarter picks.
But you stirred up a little... You stirred the pot
I'll say it again.
on Facebook.
Said it then, I'll say it again. Deshaun Watson wins you football games and Joe Burrow doesn't. Proof is in the pudding, everybody.
In that week, at least.
Proof is in the pudding.
But more importantly, yes, Burrow kind of choked, but C.J. Stroud continues to rise to the occasion. In crunch time on the road against Joe Burrow and Bengals' hot
defense. He
defense.
has to feel no pressure.
You can see it. Dude's calm as can be.
It's unreal.
And credit to D'Amico Ryans for probably helping him with that. I mean, he was calm at Ohio State, but footwork, very jumpy. So through 11 weeks now.
Let me tell you, has not consistently thrown off his back foot at all.
Looks like a new man.
Yeah.
Even without Nico Collins. Didn't matter. Tank Dell, Noah
Without
Brown.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Chris Olave and Amika Egbuka.
They're no Tank Dell, that's for sure.
No, they're not. They're no Nico Collins. They're no Noah Brown.
Cowboy legend. And a much less exciting game was my game of the week. Niners, Jags.
Very exciting.
Opened up a
If
can
you
of
were
whoop
a
ass.
Niners fan.
34-3. Never close.
Yeah.
That is what the Niners should be. Not what the Jags should be. Terrible showing on both sides of the ball. But the only downside, I guess, for the Niners, CMC's touchdown streak finally ended.
Yeah, he said in the press conference, he said, sorry, guys, I suck. I was the only guy who didn't score a touchdown. My bad.
Which reminds me of Hopkins' press conference. He's like, I feel like an arsonist who lit a fire and then went back and put it out and got patted on the back.
Yep.
Which is a pretty great analogy, actually.
I mean,
that's big time.
Yeah.
Vikes, Saints. And the continuing great story of Joshua Dobbs.
Is Vikings football must-see TV?
It definitely is. They're always close games, at least.
Like, Josh Dobbs is magic.
I've almost never cheered harder for a quarterback that wasn't on my team, besides my boy Herbie.
Him and Baker Mayfield.
Same thing, yeah.
100%. But I don't understand. Like, it is like a Michael Vick level of intelligence on running the football.
And keep in mind, no Jetta.
No.
Doesn't need him.
But when he scrambles, it is legit. We're seeing prime Michael Vick.
unreal pocket awareness.
Insane.
Dodging guys left and right.
Dodging guys, and then he's like, oh, got a shot up the gut, 25-yard touchdown.
And doesn't have like top end crazy speed.
No.
Like he's fast, don't get me
He's
wrong.
quick.
But nothing outrageous.
But he's just so smart. I'm going to start shaving my eyebrows.
Be a nice move. Might be a little more successful after that. Maybe the show takes off after
That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's a lot of knowledge that gets caught in your eyebrows, and just not having them makes you unlock your brain.
I'll do the brows, but you do the head. Because I can't shave my head. There's no way.
I've been trying to pitch that to Shaylee.
Shaved head?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. She's not in favor of that?
Not
Dude,
yet.
you would rock the beard, bald head
That's
look.
what I think.
Come on. I mean, call a spade a spade. You're already losing it.
Hair grows back.
Eventually, maybe.
Maybe not for me, but
Or maybe you like that look too much and it never comes back.
also true.
If the show took off, let's say we hit Barstool level. That'd be worth
Sleeper of the
shaving
week.
my head.
Sleeper of the week punishment would be me shaving my head every year.
That'd be voluntary. Not
Exactly.
punishment.
That's true.
I'd be down for it. On the flip side, though, Carr got hurt. Famous Jameis comes in. Is Jameis the most entertaining quarterback in the NFL?
Other than Josh Dobbs, yes.
We got every aspect of peak Jameis football.
Picks,
One incredible throw to Olave.
deep balls.
Incredible catch.
Yeah.
His other touchdown, scrambled, threw completely across the field, a throw nobody else would make, not even Josh Allen.
No.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
And then 2 terrible picks.
Yep. That's Jameis Winston.
The Jameis Winston experience.
It is fascinating.
The best part for me, he makes Olave fantasy relevant
Yeah.
because Carr did not at all.
Yeah.
So Carr looks to be probably out for a while, if not maybe the whole year now. It was both a shoulder and lower body injury. So double whammy there.
Honestly, if I would have told you 5 years ago the Saints had Jameis Winston and Derek Carr, would you have believed me?
Not a chance. Why would they?
What an unreal. It's crazy how quick careers can just be, you're a backup now.
And also 2 completely polar opposite quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Like I can't think of 2 more guys further away from each other.
Derek Carr, very safe, very meticulous, very heavy on, he'll dump off all day long.
And like quiet game manager,
Yeah.
not a big personality.
Jameis
Jameis.
Winston.
Character,
I will not throw a single ball that doesn't sail 50 yards in the air.
and I love it. You love to watch it.
You do.
Let's go Cards Falcons. And Kyler's return
Solid game.
played pretty well.
Yeah.
Couple mistakes, but great scrambling. Classic Kyler scrambles.
Now
He looks like a 8th grader.
he does.
It's
Look,
really funny to watch him scramble.
he's just. I believe him and Bryce Young are legit the same height. I think Kyler.
But yet Bryce Young looks bigger.
Yeah, I think Kyler weighs a little more,
He's a little beefier. Yeah.
but it's unreal. Now the question is, if Kyler continues to play well, what do you do? Because you're the front runner for the number 1 pick. He's locked in. You're never getting rid of that contract.
Yeah, I think you have to keep him, right? You probably trade out of the 1 spot. Well, they're not 1. It's the Bears, right? Because they own Carolina's pick, and they're 1. They have the 1 and 2, and the Cardinals are 3.
Should be.
Either way, you can't go quarterback. Because again, who's going to take that contract on? Who's one Kyler Murray away from being a contender?
And you can't take all that dead cap.
No way.
It's too much.
Yeah, tough spot. I mean, if he goes back to even prime Kyler, he's a top 10 guy, potentially, yeah. So, yeah, bite the bullet, keep him, and draft a defensive edge, draft a lineman, draft another weapon to go along Marquise Brown and, I guess Michael Wilson.
I think truly Kyler could be your quarterback moving forward on a successful team. I think that's not where you're looking to put a building block right now. I think
They're, 1-8?
they're terrible.
Yeah, expect to be terrible. I thought they would tank and lose out.
But you can build around Kyler Murray. You can build with Marquise Brown being your wideout 1. You need James Conner's not a terrible back, but you need a better running back.
He's suitable.
You need a better offensive line, and you need defense. And you need to find a head coach that makes your players want to play football. Because that's probably a lot of it.
Look at the most successful coaches right now. I think, honestly, maybe not the most, brightest mind, but Dan Campbell.
Arguably the best coach in football.
His players will run through 15 brick walls.
It's morale.
As would I.
Yeah.
Also, he needs a wheelbarrow to carry his ball bag around. The calls this guy makes, honestly, are kind of dumb.
They are.
But they work out.
That's the problem. Like,
And
we would be saying he is a sack of bricks on the sideline if these plays did not work.
He called a 4th and 5. Could have kicked a field goal to win the game or to ice the game. 4th and 5 with like a minute 30 to go. Goes for it. Like his own 45. Of course converts because the Chargers defense couldn't stop me and you. He said post game, like a reporter asked him about, all these continuous crazy calls he makes. He goes, I'll tell you the same thing I told my family. Wear a diaper to the game. Because I'm not changing the way I do things. That's Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
But back to the Cardinals-Falcons game. Falcons not much to talk about, except Bijan finally being utilized the way he should have been all year. 22 carries, 95 yards to score. Only 1 catch for 11. Want to see him get more checkdowns, but Heineke's
not a check down kind of guy.
He was running ragged. Trace McSorley-esque. Looking downfield. Looking for Drake London.
Standard Heineke, though. I mean, we saw
Pretty
that
much,
with the Commanders last year.
But I want more drawn-up plays for Bijan. Screens. Little crossing routes over the middle.
Aren't you a Bijan fantasy owner?
Just in one league. I see the potential. This guy could be electric. Yeah. He is electric.
And the question with the Commanders is, you're kind of starting to fall in that same, like you're never bad enough to do a full rebuild.
Yeah, the Falcons should not be as good as they are right now.
No, the Commanders.
Were we talking about Commanders? This is the Falcons-Cardinals game.
Well, we were talking about Taylor Heineke. So I immediately
plays for Falcons.
I know, but
okay, I get it. I follow.
I definitely meant the Falcons.
That's what I
thought. But because there's no way Taylor Heineke is your franchise quarterback. But you're not going to be in a position
to draft anybody.
Really. I mean, maybe you can get some. I don't know who you could get rid of to get a first-round pick.
They're 4-6 right now. The problem is with them is their division was so bad they thought they could win the division.
Yeah.
And no team wants to tank. And I guess they thought Ritter was the guy until week 8 when they realized he's not. So you got to pivot off that now.
I mean, I don't think I'm assuming they thought Ritter was the guy until they can draft a guy.
But he could have been the guy for long enough. Yeah.
But now Heineke's that guy.
For now, again, yeah.
Arthur Smith, terrible head coach.
Again, an understatement.
So it's impossible to know if Ritter could be that guy, if Heineke could be that guy, because Arthur Smith is that bad.
Yet ownership has his back fully.
Insane.
They just said that.
That's unreal.
They don't mean that, right?
They can't.
Do they watch the games?
Probably not.
Hopefully not.
They're probably just sipping on $1,000 of tequila that Aaron Rodgers is spilling on the sidelines.
I mean, that wasn't a bong. I saw the clip.
How mad do you think he was when he spilled that?
Oh, I mean, he'll get another one the next day. Sure.
I know, but that's still expensive.
More so it's like embarrassing.
It is.
It's like, I'm on camera right now. Just
I
my glass bottle of expensive
tequila. Yeah.
You want to go Lions-Chargers?
We have to.
Because I told you exactly how this game would have played out.
Almost.
Except they didn't get the ball back. Yeah. Because Dan Campbell just is that guy.
It reminds me of the South Park episode where they all have like elephantitis in their nuts.
Yeah. It's Randy, right?
Yeah, but the whole town gets it.
Yeah.
They're all just wheelbarrowing around with their nuts in a wheelbarrow.
I think Dan Campbell saw that episode and it resonated.
Yeah. I think
he said, bro, that's me.
Yeah.
Either way, Lions played great. Don't get me wrong.
Chargers played great.
Herbie single-handedly kept the team in the game. Him and Keenan Allen. Eckler to a degree. You put Herbie on any other team with any semi-competent defense, even a 20th ranked defense, they're a playoff team. Staley's the worst head coach in the league. I'll stand by that. Defense.
Worse than Arthur Smith.
Yes. Based on the talent around that he has in front of him.
That's
yes.
fair. That's fair.
It was 4th and 5. I think it's the second quarter. I like the 50. Campbell calls a 5-yard dive. The entire D-line gets pushed back 15 yards. In the NFL. That is inexcusable.
It is.
I'm honestly not even joking. I think me and you could play on that defensive front and do just as good and or bad a job as they're currently doing.
If they're hiring, I'm down for...
I'll take a league man.
Yeah, agreed. Just for a season. Then I can put my dreams into fruition.
I'll find a stat here real quick on the Chargers. It's embarrassing, of course. They all are.
The Chargers are a team that's destined for mediocrity.
Same thing. Good enough to compete, but will never build a team around them because they can't get draft capital. And they shouldn't be in a spot to even get draft capital. They're too good. They shouldn't be as bad as they are. But you're literally the worst defense in the league. And nothing against the Lions' offense, which is phenomenal, both running and passing. I don't have the exact thing here, but basically, the Chargers were the first team ever to score on every single possession after the 8-minute mark and lose a game.
Checks out.
I told you. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to score. The Chargers are going to score, take the lead. 4 or 5 minutes left. Defense sucks. Lions score with 50 seconds to go. Herbie gets the ball back, throws a desperation Hail Mary pick, and then it's, Herbie sucks, can't win a big game, he's terrible.
You were almost right.
Except Campbell went for it and iced the game.
Yeah.
Didn't give it back to Herbie. So props to Dan Campbell. Thank you for that. Saving Herbie's reputation online.
Slightly.
Enough.
People still think Herbie's overrated and
Let them
terrible.
think that. They think a lot of things.
So, his online reputation's not good. His actual reputation's very good.
Watch the games. Come on. On a brighter note, my boys.
Your boys.
Tough to watch overall.
It wasn't.
Well, fun for me.
It was not tough to watch at all.
But as a neutral fan,
Who likes the New York Giants?
not many.
So it's very fun to watch.
Like kind of an unfair matchup. Poor Tommy DeVito
Threw his first touchdown, right?
in crunch time. In garbage time against our third string players.
Still
but
got
hey,
one.
a touchdown's a touchdown. Good for him. You see his pregame thing where he said
Phenomenal.
he still lives at home,
His mom makes his bed, dinner's cooked every night.
does his laundry.
Beast.
What a life, dude. Not only are you still, coasting by, you're an NFL starting quarterback.
Making league men, for
Again,
sure.
if you guys are hiring, I'll take that job.
I could probably play that quarterback spot and do just as good.
I'm going to lose the rest of the games like he will.
Exactly.
Dallas look great. Both sides, as they should. But yet again, we've talked about it before. What is up with the running game?
Tony P.
When you're up by 30 points.
Running game.
Yeah, what does that mean, even?
What is that?
So Dak threw for 404, 5 touchdowns, whatever. Great, love to see it. But at a certain point, championship teams in the fourth quarter, in close games, which this was not, but you have to have the ability to run the ball, kill the clock, ice the game. Can we at least try that against a bad team when we're up 35?
No.
You have Tony Pollard. Even Rico Dowdle is a quality back. Hand the ball off. Mike said, nope. Got to keep slinging, keep scoring, and run it up, and Tony Pollard gets nothing. Like 12 touches.
Checks out.
If there was ever a game to give Tony Pollard 25 second-half touches, it was this game.
It was.
Are you saving him for the postseason?
No.
What are you doing, Mike?
Nothing. Pretending that running backs don't exist.
Does he know who Tony Pollard is?
No chance.
At this point, I say no.
He thinks he's a DB or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's just a 4-string DB.
Hey, throw Tony Pollard in safety, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Pollard, Yeah, get out there, kid.
Yep.
Here's your chance.
Get out there.
So bittersweet. I'm probably nitpicking too much because a big win's a big win. But
Well, the problem is when Tony Pollard has 15 or more touches, he's averaging like 90 yards in a score.
big play, as you would say, a home run threat. If he
I
got the
would
ball.
never say that in my entire life.
I've heard you say that many a time.
Nope.
In fact, I think you coined that phrase.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead as the head of Sports and Stogies to go ahead and ban that phrase from the show.
What is punishment if it's said?
I haven't decided yet. Could be smashing your head in the table.
We'll pin that.
live.
We'll pin that.
But right now, that is banned. This will turn into a dictatorship.
So prediction. We have Carolina this week. We're like 13-point favorites.
You have to win by 40.
Not even that. How many touches? Not even touches. How many carries will Tony Pollard get?
11.
I want to take the over, but based
Touches
on
total?
history, touches should be higher.
15.
But just straight handoffs. Probably all up the middle, because why not?
11.
You're going to be within 2, at least.
Oh,
He will not exceed 13 carries.
no chance.
If he does, I will do something on show next week, and we'll figure that out too. We'll pin that.
All right.
I'll eat as much food as Mike McCarthy does at Whataburger on a random Thursday night. I will get Whataburger shipped in from Texas, and we'll bash.
Jack in the Box is pretty popular down there, right?
I think it's more like West Coast.
Is it?
No, Texas is like Whataburger is like Texas's thing.
In and Out.
In-N-Out's definitely big West Coast,
Yeah. In and Out and Whataburger are the
but we got Culver's though, Midwest baby.
Butterburgers, maybe.
I'll bash those all day, dude.
They're good.
And a little custard on the side.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Moving on to the Sunday night primetime matchup. Raiders-Jets. Great football there. I feel like field goals.
And Michael Mayer.
Notre Dame legend.
That was what a touchdown catch.
Why haven't we... I know why. Josh McDaniels, of course. That's my own question. This guy could be Sam Laporta.
He just showed you what he's capable of.
We knew that, though, even pre-draft.
Yeah.
This guy's, what, 6'8"?
He's
Fast, good hands, gets open.
doesn't have to be open.
You can't guard him.
That ball was underthrown.
Imagine it was on par, where it should be.
Yeah.
Just throw it up there.
Toss it.
Either way, ugly game, but Antonio Pierce, 2-0 now. Zach Wilson didn't look bad, but of course, dread it, run from it. It's inevitable. The last possession, Zach Wilson interception.
Very true.
And that was a bad one, too.
It was.
Bad read, bad throw, bad everything.
I'm going to say that was an egregious throw.
I would be inclined to agree.
Maybe one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
And see, Zach, he'll make 4 throws in a row that you're like, wow, this guy's actually, maybe he's not that bad.
And then he just.
Makes literally the worst throw you've ever seen in your life.
Sam Darnold-esque.
That's put some respect on Sam Darnold's name.
No,
Okay?
seeing ghosts, Sam Darnold.
Ooh, rock bottom, Sam Darnold.
Yeah. That's the Sam Darnold I'm talking about. Nathan Peterman-esque throw.
Yeesh.
Who is still rostered on the Bears, by the way.
He is still employed by the NFL. What a life.
I could have a job in the NFL.
Let's go Broncos Bills.
Take it away. I know you have a lot to say about this game.
First things first. I've never seen 2 teams try to lose as intentionally as both these teams did.
I believe you said the game was hilariously entertaining.
It was probably the funniest, terrible game I've ever seen. And that includes Giants-Cowboys Week 1, which was hilarious. And to the point where it was sad.
Yeah.
This was not sad. This was just straight up funny. First play of the game, James Cook fumbles. No, I had Cook in fantasy. I was down by 30. I had Cook, Diggs, and Javonte Williams. I said, Cook's never getting the ball again. That's a loss guaranteed. Next drive, the Bills get. Wide open Gabe Davis. Josh Allen throws a 1,000-mile-per-hour bullet for no reason. Should Gabe catch it? Probably, yes. But put some touch on the ball, dude. Picked off. Broncos score. Miss the point after. It's going to come into play later. Before half, Bills, last possession. terrible underthrown interception. 3 turnovers first half. 8 in the past 6 quarters by the Broncos defense, who have completely turned things around. Only bright spot, honestly, is both teams' defenses played very well.
Of this game, yes. Russell Wilson hasn't been terrible.
Russ played pretty well.
Yeah.
Besides one bad throw that led to the Sutton fumble.
Yeah.
Overall, played pretty well. Second half, Allen fumbles a handoff. Totally. James Cook didn't even touch it. Shotgun, moving him over, just drops it. There's 4 turnovers from Josh Allen.
3 from Josh Allen. One of them was a James Cook fumble.
Correct. 4 turnovers total.
Yeah.
Bill just cannot. They're allergic to the football. I swear to God.
They were that day, yes.
Denver scores again. I'm not sure if they drew up a 2-point conversion call or the ball was snapped wrong, but the kicker gave up and the holder ran to the left and lost 13 yards. Another missed PAT. Important later. Third quarter goes pretty quiet. Eventually, tie game. Fourth quarter, James Cook back in the game, playing great. Finally, gets a big handoff up the middle, fumbles the ball, but it takes the best bounce of all time right back in his hands. Doesn't break stride. Runs for 30 yards. Bills score and take the lead because of the 2 missed point attempts. Russ, crunch time. Got to win the game right here. What do? Big play, Samaje Perine, to move him to about midfield. Takes a sack. Aikman says, but Joe, the one thing you can't do here is take a sack. A second later, boom, Russ sacked. Like, oh, man, that's the game right there. Next play. Our least favorite play in football.
Yep.
Russ chucks it up, 15 yards underthrown. Receiver tries to come back, interference. There's the game, right? At the 20-yard line, easy field goal, game over. Psych, misses the kick. But guess what? 12 men on the field for the defense. Second chance, money. Broncos win.
Rumor has it that 12th man was DeMar Hamlin.
So I've heard.
That's the rumor.
Who did get into 1 play, maybe 2, based on that last-second field goal. Bills dropped like 7 passes. Broncos had 15 drive stall because of false starts and holding calls. I watched the whole thing. God knows why. And now the problem is Joshua J. Allen.
Brett Favre.
Maybe an insult to Brett Favre. Since 2018, 3+ turnover games. Sam Darnold, 9. Jameis Winston, 9. Baker Mayfield, 10. And Josh Allen, 10. 11 picks now on the year. Most turnovers since 2018
also,
by a wide margin.
Keep in mind, Baker Mayfield, all of those probably came when he was very injured.
At least 3 different injuries.
So, somewhat of an excuse there.
And he didn't have Stephon Diggs, or Dalton Kincaid, or Gabe Davis, or dare I say James Cook.
No.
I guess he had Nick Chubb, though, so that evens out.
He had Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jarvis Landry. And David Njoku and Austin Hooper.
Josh Allen is not a top 5 quarterback.
I don't disagree with that statement.
And maybe I take it personally, because I love Herbie so much. But I'm sick of the Herbie slander. You put Herbie on that team with that defense, they're 15-2. Maybe 17-0, dare I say. Josh Allen takes way too many, not even unnecessary, just dumb throws, dumb decisions. Fumbles more than Matt Ryan with the Colts.
Ooh.
More than Carson Wentz with the Colts. More than Phillip Rivers with the Colts. Now the Bills,
there.
Bills 5-5, tough schedule, going to miss the playoffs.
Should.
Will.
What do you do?
How many wins here from their remaining schedule? They go Eagles.
Loss.
Bye week. At the Chiefs.
Loss.
Host the Cowboys.
Should lose.
At the Chargers.
Probably win. Just going to be completely honest.
They should. Again,
they probably
if Josh
win
Allen,
that one.
If he throws 3 picks for the Chargers, fire him immediately.
So there's 1 and 2.
Host the Pats.
Should win.
Should win.
2 and 2.
At Miami. They killed them the first time.
Could be anyone's game. I'll give that one to the Bills. 3 and 2.
Best case. 3 and 3. 2 and 4 maybe. Because Dallas, you never know. They might pull a classic Mike McCarthy game. But best case, 3 and 3. 8 and 8. Out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. The AFC is close.
Well, that segues into the AFC North in general. Who takes it? Who's fourth place right now? Do we get 3 wild cards? What's up with Pittsburgh? Is there a more intriguing division in football?
No. I mean, Pittsburgh should be fourth place.
Pittsburgh should have like 2 wins.
Pittsburgh should be fourth place. However, it is the Bengals, and they're playing like they're in fourth place. The king is the Ravens. Second place.
Even with Prime Watson maybe back now?
I got to see a little bit more consistency through the whole game. Although he is statistically the best fourth quarter passer. He has a 147.7 passer rating with like a 70 completion percentage in the fourth quarter.
Second place is
C.J. Stroud.
107.
107.
Yeah.
So, sample size there too, obviously, with him missing a couple games. But if Prime Watson continues to play through the entire game and not just the fourth quarter, the Browns are the Kings for now. If the Bengals ever figure out how they want to play football, then they should be the number 1.
Problem is, already 0-2 in division.
Correct. And you play the Ravens the second time Thursday night after a devastating loss.
Short week, too.
And I believe they're going to Baltimore.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. Let me verify that. Thursday night will be in Baltimore.
And no way Baltimore loses at home back-to-back.
Ravens pissed off. Bengals should be pissed off.
Should be.
I saw Burrow very shaky-lipped in the press conference. Very emotional.
Yeah, as he should have been. I mean, he's
2 fourth quarter picks.
I'm assuming he shelved a lot of the blame of that game on himself. Rightfully so. But as a Browns fan, we need the Ravens to lose. Will that happen? Probably not. But we also have to beat the Steelers.
Which, again, you should, but it's the AFC North, bud.
I think this one's in Cleveland.
It is. Calling for rain.
But revenge game? Avenging Nick Chubb?
It's going to be heated.
Should be less of a defensive battle than it was in week, 3?
Week 2.
Week 2. So hopefully we can bring a win home against the Steelers.
Now, y'all's schedule is interesting.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's not outrageous. You host Pittsburgh. Then you go to Denver.
Should win.
A month ago, easy win. But Broncos are kind of hot right now. Should still win, yes, but tough matchup. At the Rams, should win. Host Jacksonville.
Should win.
Who knows? Host the Bears. Win.
If we lose that game, I'll retire.
From the show?
From everything.
Ooh.
I will just work a 9 to 5.
That's not retiring.
No social media at all.
You're a hermit.
Yeah.
At the Texans.
Tough. Similar to the Broncos, in my opinion.
But I think
in Jacksonville,
your defense, even though it's C.J. Stroud, still a rookie quarterback. Tough to figure out. You host the Jets. Come on now.
We should win, but we should have won last year.
Although, too. December 28th, maybe A-Rod's back
Aaron
in
Rodgers.
there. Oh, boy. Then, of course, ending the year in Cincinnati. Not easy.
There's definitely potential for 3 or 4 losses in there.
Let me check Baltimore's here. They have, what, a 1-game lead on you guys?
Yeah.
Of course, they host the Bengals Thursday night, go to the Chargers in the bye, and then host the Rams at Jacksonville, at San Fran, host Miami, host Pittsburgh.
Tough.
Tougher than yours overall. I don't know, man. I think it's definitely a 2-dog race there. Bengals are a deep hole to dig back out of. Can they? Yes, they have before. Steelers, luck's got to give out here sometime.
Well, the problem is the Bengals have to start winning divisional games.
Correct.
And they still have the Steelers twice in their schedule.
Yeah. That's almost a guaranteed split, right?
Should be.
God, I don't know. I want to go Brownies for the show's sake, for your sake. Either way, I think you guys both make the playoffs.
Yes.
For sure. And you always say when Lamar plays the whole year, they've never not been lower than the 2 seed.
Something like that.
Yeah.
In the AFC.
Well, the streak's got to end sometime, right?
Should.
So why not
I think
now?
they're below the 2 right now, maybe. Or maybe they are the 2.
Yeah, after the Jags lost, I believe they are the 2. And depending what the Chiefs do Monday night, assuming Baltimore wins Thursday night, I think they'll be the 1.
If the Chiefs lose, then the Ravens should go to the 1.
Oh, boy. Let's go game of the week real quick here.
I'm going with the Vikings-Broncos.
Yeah, there were 2 obvious picks, your primetime games, and then some things you kind of had to dig a little bit deeper
But
for.
the problem is the primetime, they've all been terrible. And in my opinion, the Chiefs aren't much must-watch TV anymore.
Chiefs-Eagles, you think, based on names,
In my
should be
opinion,
great
the
game.
Eagles are must-watch TV. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs just have been so flat and underwhelming.
Offensively, yeah.
It's unreal.
And then Thursday, again, short week. Almost no Thursday game is good, no matter who plays. Such a quick turnaround. Thursday, if you play Thursday night, you should both have a bye prior to that.
Oh, that's
Tough to schedule it that way, but
that's pretty much impossible. I think if you had a Sunday early afternoon game, I don't think you should ever have a Sunday night game and then go into
play Thursday night.
Thursday night. Definitely not Monday night then Thursday night.
Well, I don't think that's ever happened before. At least it shouldn't.
But
We're going off the beaten path. Digging into Sunday, which there's not many great games.
yeah, I'm going Vikings-Broncos. The Vikings, in my opinion, Josh Dobbs is must-watch TV right now until they prove me otherwise. And the Broncos, fun bad, but good at the same time.
Again, defensively, completely turn things around.
Yeah.
Offensively, besides the penalties, they should have beat the Bills by 30. After getting 5 turnovers, but a lot of mistakes still, penalties being the biggest one. It's in Minnesota, I think. JJ should be back? Question mark up in the air. But
Maybe.
again, Josh Dobbs doesn't even need him. It's in Denver. I'll take it back. Prediction?
Denver by 3.
Walk-off field goal after 2 missed point attempts.
I think they lead most of the game, and it just fizzles out at the end.
I'm going to go Seahawks-Rams, round 2. In LA, 425 game, of course. 1 point spread, pretty even. Stafford should be back. I'm most intrigued by, now that it's after week 1, you got Kupp and Puka.
And Stafford.
And now Stafford, hopefully healthy and back, against the Seattle defense and secondary. I think it's an intriguing matchup. Should be a lot of fun. Should be at least entertaining. Decently high scoring. Fingers crossed. And with the other games to choose from, a lot of big spreads, a lot of games that should not be close. It's the best I got. Now, the first ever SNS top 10 power rankings. Because top 5 is tough. There's a lot of
we had to expand.
a lot of debate for top 5. But top 10, I think we got pretty well locked in.
Number 10.
Seahawks.
Definitely.
Deserved. I think they're definitely in that fringe. Not a huge contender, but playoff team, good team, could be great. 10 spots, pretty fair. Number 9.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
So frustrating.
They were top 5.
They didn't take the step I thought they would after last year. At least not yet.
The Prince is struggling.
Turnovers, penalties, not capitalizing in red zone. ETN's like the third fantasy back right now. Trevor Lawrence playing average at best. Defense,
The first team I've ever seen take a gigantic step backwards on their bye week.
Now, to be fair, they're playing the 49ers on their bye week.
Correct. But one team took their bye week and got better. The other team had a 4-win streak going into the bye week. And 5.
And put up 3 points.
And then fizzled out. All their momentum disappeared.
Yeah. Almost didn't even want to put them in the... Honestly, if it's based on what we wanted, I would have put Texans 9 and took the Jags out.
Yeah.
But
I figured Jags
yet.
Jags were a lock for you.
Yeah. Number 8, the Miami Dolphins. People think they're probably higher, but look at their record against good teams. 0-3. Play the Raiders this week, who are now 500. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce, 2-0. That's a 1,000 win percentage. Dolphins, upset alert? Question mark. Shouldn't be. Number 7.
Your Detroit Lions. It's hard to put them higher right now.
Yeah, I feel like they should be.
I agree.
Based on the eye test and based on paper.
Yeah.
And they might be eventually, but for now, 7th spot, Detroit. Number 6.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Inconsistent. And like you said, no longer must-watch TV. Maybe they've shifted more towards a run-first offense.
But they're not.
But, yeah, they don't have the capability to be that. They're not Philly. They're not Detroit.
They're not running the ball good if they are running the ball. The offense just looks horrible, honestly.
I don't know if I say horrible, but
it looks horrible.
A lot of that is still Mahomes being Mahomes. You put an average quarterback under center, it's an ugly team. Because you can only feed Kelsey so much. And clearly, Tony, MVS, Rashid Rice, still not getting the job done, not getting open.
Nope.
And even
Sky Moore, don't forget about him.
I did forget about him because he's non-existent, irrelevant. Number 5. Are you ready?
First time in SNS history.
First of many.
We've been graced
with
by
the
the
presence.
Cleveland Browns in the top 5.
How does that feel to say?
Over the Ravens.
First of all.
It feels great. Feels great. May not be super accurate.
I don't hate it, honestly.
In my opinion, a lot of bias went into me putting them at 5, but they beat the Ravens, who was the number 1 last week.
Not just beat, but a 24-9 halftime deficit. Takes a lot of balls to come back out after halftime.
I think like a 19-point fourth quarter.
And get that job done. That's mental toughness. That's on-field. Let's not make mistakes and make plays, and they did.
No offensive mistakes were made in the second half.
14
for 14.
For 14. Cam's chair just dropped like a quarter inch, or like an inch and a quarter. What's that?
I did that on
like
purpose.
A mic drop kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, for the first time again in SNS history, both of our teams in the top 5. Number 4, your Dallas Cowboys.
Dominant.
I'm nervous because we should be top 5. We should be top 3.
But we know what happens.
It's been a tale as old as time. Again, got Carolina. Should be a huge win. Anything less than 3 scores is a disappointment. Let's prep, keep the reel moving. Hopefully run the damn ball.
You would think.
You're playing a rookie quarterback against a tough defense. Let's shut him down. Hold him to less than 14, ideally. Keep the ball safe. And please, again, run the football.
Please run the football.
Number 3.
Baltimore Ravens. Dropped down 2 spots after losing to the Browns, but in my opinion, they could still be the number 1. But
On their A game.
after a loss, you have to drop down.
Yeah.
The rules are rules.
Niners at 2 after a classic Niners win. Both sides of the ball, getting every player involved.
Except Christian McCaffrey.
He was involved still.
Yeah.
And Shanahan was so desperate to try to get him to score. He called like 7 straight goal line plays for CMC. Just couldn't quite get the job done. Hey, what's a streak mean when you win 38-3? And number 1, of course, the Chicago Bears.
Exactly. That's all we got tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
S&S to the moon.
Just kidding. That's the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously on top. Been on top all year. It's where they're going to stay. Jason Kelce retires after winning Super Bowl MVP.
Should definitely beat KC
Should.
in a revenge game that Hershey's been waiting all year for. Again, I almost don't even want to say it's going to be a good game.
Shouldn't be.
On paper, it shouldn't be.
Based on this year's performance, it should not be at all.
Which means, of course, here comes the Chiefs of old and pull out a 45-28 win.
I don't know, man.
I think it's break time here, boys.
Let's take a break.
S&S episode 60, I forget, is it 1 or 2? 62, right? S&S 62, back after this. Back on?
Yeah.
I was not ready for that. Well, Cam, I've started finally getting back into shape after I turned 25 here.
Yeah, you're a whole new man now, is what you said.
We're taking a different direction, you know.
Yeah.
25, halfway to 30. Time to start getting things back on track, you know.
Halfway to 50.
Well, I mean, from 20. Come on, you know what I meant. Either way, time to finally get back in shape. Problem is, going to the gym is so tough.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have some stuff here, this is nice, but there's not quite that extra motivation, an extra push, you know.
Well, I know this used to be your gym room,
It was.
which
It
has
was.
now moved to the basement.
There's some down there. The rest is in my bedroom.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we're doubling the utilization of that area,
nice.
you know, because that's how serious I am right now.
For now.
But I could use that extra push,
You could.
and I wonder where I could get it. Because again, the gym is not the answer.
No, well, I know a guy. You know a guy.
Is that a fact?
ACE certified personal trainer, Evan Keaton, with All Things Fitness. For all your fitness needs. Including fitness classes now. And you can find out information about this at his website, allthingsfit.org. He has all the information on his classes, I believe, as far as sessions, difficulty level, as far as intensities go. So, fitness classes catered to exactly what you're looking for.
You see classes meaning individual or group?
His group classes, and he also is for hire for individual.
Double-edged sword.
And I know you're thinking, you don't have a whole lot here. Maybe you don't want to go to him.
That would be kind of inconvenient.
Well, he comes to you with equipment.
Get out of here.
With equipment.
What a great perk.
So that is All Things Fitness at allthingsfitness15@gmail.com. Reach out to Evan Keaton himself at 937-308-6324 or visit the website, allthingsfit.org.
And Evan, I do apologize for that very close battle in our S&S Fantasy League this week. Had a great score. Mine was just a little bit better. Which means the least I can do is hire you for a couple personal sessions.
Exactly.
I'm thinking the two of us get involved in one of those.
Fitness class?
Oh, yeah. Battle it out.
It does help if we utilize the product.
Well, we're about to. Our schedule makes it a little more difficult, but
It does.
either way, if I had to pick one personal trainer to suit my personal needs and nutritional needs, it's our boy Evan Keaton.
Exactly.
Now, how about...
Let's talk fantasy.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with a trivia question. That was kind of the trivia.
No, that was a completely different noise.
Remember Lightning Round?
Yeah, that was fun.
We've had a lot of dead segments back in the
We
day.
got to bring that back.
I was going to go grid tonight, but circumstances, you know.
Yeah. Well, we can still do grids.
We can.
I can come up with a What would you? I know you'd be best at MLB, but would you suit well in football? Maybe.
Like NFL, I'm pretty good at those. NBA would be tough. Need to phone a friend there. But
Well,
yeah, baseball for sure.
I think I can handle the NBA ones.
I've been playing some. There's one on Crossover Grid. It's like movie grid.
Ooh,
A lot of fun.
how does that even work? Actors?
It's like usually it's 3 actors on top, and then on the left side 1 actor, 1 like genre, and then 1 other category. So maybe like it made this much money, or this was the
I
budget,
would be
or it won an
terrible
Academy Award.
at that.
Not your strong suit, but it's right up my alley.
Well, the problem is I know all the movies.
You just don't know the names.
I just don't pay attention to actors' names.
Yeah, I have too much space in my head devoted to that.
I'm a face. I'm a face recognition person.
Yeah.
So like you could say an actor's name, I have no idea, but you show me, I'm like, oh, that's Patrick Stewart.
Tell me one movie this guy was in. Michael Keaton.
Oh, Batman.
Okay, Batman's a softball.
There are also some names I can't put faces with, and that's one of them.
You can't picture Michael Keaton's face?
No,
Okay, Val Kilmer.
that was the voice of Batman, right?
That was Kevin Conroy. Val Kilmer was Batman, though, in one of the other ones.
Oh,
Also, Doc
That's-
Holliday, Tombstone.
yeah.
Come on now. You'll
Love-
learn that
No,
on
I
this,
love
on this
Tombstone.
Saturday.
No, I'm a big fan of old westerns.
I'm aware. You got something planned for that.
I do.
Yeah, definitely. Actor-wise, in real life, not a great name guy. But actor-wise, I got that down a little bit too much. But fantasy-wise, first things first, Jonathan Taylor finally taken over in full force. Zach Moss only 2 touches, as it should be.
What'd I tell you?
70 yards, 1 score, but again, still,
Mid-November. I said by November.
I believe you are on record saying that.
So here we are.
If you got him in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, if you drop that far, probably a league winner.
Congratulations.
If you guys survived this far.
Congratulations. If you have a decent record and you're set to make the playoffs or battling for that last spot, you should win it.
If you drafted JT and Alvin Kamara somehow, you're sitting pretty.
You're probably 0-7 though.
Yeah, tough hole to dig back out of. You know, unless you got you picked up Kyron Williams on waivers or Devon A-Chain or Mostert.
Yeah.
A lot of luck in fantasy. What's not luck? What's proven fact? The Texans offense.
Pick a receiver.
You should be starting Stroud, regardless. But Nico Collins, back healthy this week, Tank Dell, and now Noah Brown are all startable. Tank, Nico, must starts. Noah Brown's a flex spot, easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Even with Nico back in.
I agree. What about Sir Tony Pollard?
Sit his ass immediately.
Till we see something.
I know you guys, everybody says play your stars. Look, man, we're 10 weeks in. He's a star, yes, probably your second,
But
third round
he's
pick.
not getting touches.
Look at the production. It's not there.
Yeah, he's not getting touches at all.
Do
No
you
volume.
You want 9 points a week?
Play volume.
You
Play
cannot.
volume.
You cannot have that.
All day long, play volume. If you want volume, there's a running back you could probably still pick up. Keegan Mitchell.
Big TD against the Brownies, and then nothing second half. But Harbaugh said, my fault. He will get more touches, more utilization. Kid's electric.
Said, sorry, I couldn't understand their signs. Was a little confused. Oh, sorry.
Wish I had my brother there, you know. Wish Jimmy was calling me up.
Wrong Harbaugh. My bad.
And we mentioned it last week, but yet again, Saquon's useless now, right?
100%.
He had 0 points against Dallas. Tough defense, yes, but against anybody. When Tommy DeVito is your quarterback, there should be 11 guys in the box.
Giants might be getting Caleb Williams.
They can't fall that far, can they?
They're like 2-7.
Let's let the Bears stop winning immediately. Because the Giants are making a push for it. I think it's time for the return.
Sleeper of the week. We had a bye week last week.
And a regather, you know.
Regather. Figure some things out.
So let's pull up the old rankings here. As always, ESPN standard scoring.
And this week will be just a me and Austin head-to-head for all those keeping track out there.
Like good old days. I have 6 wins. You have
2.
I have 3.
3.
Either way, I'm still a standard lead here. We'll take it. And I gave you first pick, which you said, yes, I will take.
Quarterback. That's where we start.
You know what's crazy? Josh Dobbs, number 8.
I'm going to go Deshaun Watson in the return against Pittsburgh. Revenge game.
Okay, give you Watson right there. I like that. Tough defense, yes, but man's on fire. Quarterback 12 or below, give me definitely not Trevor Lawrence. Oh boy, slim pickings here, honestly. I guess we're gonna go Russ against the
Ooh,
Minnesota defense.
interesting. And the first running back off the board is
The most important pick when it comes to sleepers. I'm gonna go with. Oh, do I dare do it? I'm going to the aforementioned Keaton Mitchell.
okay. It's a good move
I'm hoping Johnny was honest when he said he's going to get more touches.
against Bengals too.
Short week, beat up defense. Hendrickson may be out.
Bad rush defense. I am going to go David Montgomery.
That's a great pick. Yep.
And I'm going to pair him up with not a chance on that one. This is tough. I need to pull some wins together here.
You know who I'm not going with? Aaron Jones. What an absolute bum. The 1 year I draft that guy, he's done nothing.
That is absolutely correct. I am going to go with. Ooh, was that the move there? I think it is. I'm going to go Jalen Warren.
Okay. It's kind of sneaky. I like that.
It's the only thing on their offense that can move the ball. So, barring a shutout, he should have at least 10 points.
Give me Devin Singletary. I don't care if Pierce is healthy. They're playing Arizona. Devin's been hot. Had 150 last game. Running with power. Running with authority. Putting up at least 15 points.
Love it.
Wideout 24 or below, as usual. Oh, man, I want to take Tank Dell. Oh, man. Oh, do I want to take Tank Dell? At this point, though, I don't feel like he's not even a sleeper. I'm going to pass it up. If you take him, so be it. But I'm going to go. Ooh, man, there's so many options here. I'm going to go Jalen Waddle.
Okay. It's a good pick.
Against the Raiders D. They did just pick up Josh Jackson from New England, but still not a great secondary. Hopefully get Waddle more involved here.
I am going to take Tyler Boyd because T. Higgins is still out. And I'm going to pair him up with, man.
I've got my guy already picked here.
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to do the unthinkable. Calvin Ridley.
Ooh, that's a risky move right there. You ain't kidding. I'm going to go with the guy that has the NFL's leading passer, Jahan Dotson. Inconsistent maybe, but I'm feeling volume this week. I'm feeling 2 touchdowns. Tight end.
Sam Laporta almost grabbable.
Nah, come on now. Come on now. Ooh, I think in a revenge game. Nah, it's a tough defense, though. I'm going to stick with my boy, who I called, I think, 2 weeks ago. The one, the only, putting up points, Trey McBride.
Yep. I'm going to take Dalton Schultz. putting up very good numbers lately.
Consistent. Only problem is with Nico back, is he the fourth option now? Guess what? Doesn't matter. They're all going to get 60 yards and a touchdown.
They're slinging. And my flex, as much as I would love to fill Tank Dell in this position, I'm going to place my money elsewhere and bet on
Digging deep here. What are we thinking? The one, the only, the legendary dun 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 dun.
Deebo Samuel.
Does qualify. I was going to go Rashid Shaheed with Jameis back there, but they're on bye.
That was my first thought. I had to pivot because I didn't look that they were on bye first.
So give me a guy with a huge week, Mr. Brandon Cooks, because they're going to throw the ball 45 times and put up 400 yards through the air, and he'll have 85 of them and a touchdown.
So that is your sleeper of the week head-to-head matchup this week.
Cam needs a win.
I do.
And I think with the Ridley Schultz Debo combo, Watson in there, Montgomery, huge potential, could be a big week for old Captain Cam.
Could be a big week for you, too.
They usually are.
Yeah.
Let's go to some NCAA news right here. First things first, Harbaugh suspended as of now. Could not coach against Penn State. Didn't matter.
It's a beautiful story they've created.
They now want to be
And
America's team.
When his appeal goes through
As
the
it should.
week of the Ohio State game,
As it should.
and that's his first game back, and it's a tough battle, and Michigan comes out on top, it's going to be unreal.
If I were a neutral fan, incredible story. Love to see it.
It's still an incredible story, even if you're an Ohio State
I can
fan.
recognize that, except maybe the end part. Maybe we win.
It
Be a great game, but we'll get there next week.
may not be.
It should be.
It may not be.
It should be.
But it may not be.
This McCord becomes Josh Allen.
McCord struggles against great defenses.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I do know about that, though. It's the question mark. The only question mark I have.
Yeah.
But again, we'll touch on more on that next week. But they beat Penn State with no Jimmy. Close game-ish. Penn State really has no offensive identity, so they got the job done. They ran, I think, in the second half, 26 straight run plays. Penn State could not stop it. McCarthy only threw 8 passes. Didn't need to throw any more. And I think it's Shamar Moore, the interim coach, at least one more week. Very emotional post-game. Cool to see. Good for him. Good for the program, honestly. I got to say it. Props to him for overcoming that wild, month and a half long story now.
Yeah. The NCAA saying they couldn't find anything, and then the Big Ten suspending him anyways is kind of weird.
The whole thing's leaves kind of a bad taste in your mouth.
I think I saw the most logical thing for the Big Ten, what they should have done. It would never happen. What they should have done was take a vote for all the Big Ten teams. However, for your vote to count, you have to give us all of the information on your football operations.
Whoa.
And if there's anything shady, your vote does not count.
On paper, yes, love the idea, but you're right, that would never happen.
Because I guarantee you, if that was the case, everyone would sweep it under the rug.
Of course. Because every team does something like this. Maybe not with a rogue guy like Connor Stallions, but there's always something shady
Who was
going
allegedly
on.
had no connection to Harbaugh.
So I said rogue. Man's flying solo. Allegedly. At least based on the evidence that the NCAA had. In other news, some more personal, friend of the show news. Arizona beats Colorado in a walk-off field goal, which will make another appearance later on in the show. Buffalo's probably not going to make a bowl game now. 3 more very tough games.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
But he's still a great year.
Still a successful year.
Even with all the media hype, they'll be
Yeah.
back better next year with a much better team and hopefully a better O-line, most importantly. UCF beat Oak State 45-3. And an embarrassing showman.
Yeah.
UCF, I think, was like 4-4, 4-5. Not a good team. Oak State was like 15th ranked. And to lose 45-3. Don't even find the end zone.
It's a bad look.
Washington beats Utah. Should move up, in my mind, into the playoff rankings. But again, touch on that here in a minute. Missouri kills Tennessee. Georgia destroys Ole Miss in a top 10 matchup. Not even close. Brock Bowers back. What's his name? Not McCaffrey, but something like that.
Yeah.
Little Wes Welker type wideout.
Yep.
Albeit a little faster.
Is it Lad Mackey, maybe?
Lad McNamee. I just talked about him almost today. Either way,
I know you're talking
Georgia
about.
on all cylinders. Defense may be a little shaky compared to years past, but I think they're definitely the best team in the nation. And then this weekend, nothing crazy. Georgia just go to Tennessee. That should be not close, honestly, even being on the road. And then Washington at Oregon State in a top 10 matchup there. Tough environment in Corvallis, but UW should pull that one out. Today's playoff rankings did come out. Oregon 6, Washington 5, Florida State 4, Michigan 3, Bucks 2, Georgia up to 1. Only thing I would change is put Washington over Florida State in the 4 spot. Maybe make a case for Michigan over the Buckeyes at 2, albeit only one big win for Michigan. I think they are better, honestly. But resume-wise, Georgia definitely won. Coin flip for 2 and 3. And I myself would put Washington at number 4. Better schedule than Florida State. 2 weeks left. Big-time matchups coming up. Win out, you're in. Don't worry about it. Just play your game. Get the job done. NBA time.
NBA time. I do have, I wish I had it right now. I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was, we could be gearing towards the NCAA playoff committee's worst nightmare.
I saw that same clip.
Yeah.
If there's pure chaos, let's see, if Bama beats Georgia,
In the SEC title game.
they're both 12-1. Texas wins out. They're 11-1. What would happen with Buckeyes Michigan? I feel like either way,
One of them.
one of them's
yeah.
out, probably. One's for sure in. Florida State wins out, undefeated. Oregon avenges their loss to Washington. They're both 12-1. Oregon, Pac-12 champ. You've got like 7 teams there. Only 4 spots.
All,
And all pretty much in the same boat.
yeah.
What do you do?
It's a nightmare for the committee.
Now, will it go that way? Probably not.
And that will show you how fake the committee is.
If you end up getting, let's say that happens by chance, and you get Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, Michigan,
That's
the ratings, of course.
I guarantee you that's what would
Screw the
happen.
Pac-12. Screw Florida State. Texas is big, though. Maybe sneak them in there, but yeah, that's definitely worst case scenario.
It's not a good look if Florida State's the number 1 team.
But undefeated, I mean, how do you deny that, you know? Play your schedule. And they've beaten good teams that have since lost a lot of games, but at the time, LSU was top 10. Clemson was ranked. Boston College was, I think, 6-2 or 5-2 at the time. Let's hope for predictability.
No, let's hope for pure chaos. I think that's what we need to hope for here.
As long as the Bucks win out, I'm
Expose
happy.
the committee. Well, win out -1.
Win out all the way.
-1. Let's talk NBA officials.
Do we have to?
There have been the most egregious technical fouls and ejections I've ever seen in my life.
By egregious, do you mean softest?
Just not even actual technical fouls. Like, Giannis got a tech and ejected for celebrating after an and one.
For a half-second long stare,
Yeah.
if that. To Giannis, like the notorious nice guy, even?
Yeah. I don't think that ref knew he was on his second one.
You think that factored in?
I'd be willing to bet money on it.
Well, I think the refs are betting a lot of money. I mean, that's part of the problem.
He's like, oh, Giannis is about to hit the over. I bet the under. Get out of here. You're
Gone.
gone. It's bad. Worse than last year. And it was bad last year, man.
And I feel like with both NFL and NBA, we say it every single year. They
But
keep getting worse.
It's getting worse.
NFL, at least, is easier to understand. There's so much going on. It's tough to call.
Yeah.
NBA, tough? Yes. You got 3 guys watching 10.
A
little easier there, man.
A little more fast-paced. And it's easier to miss calls, but it's really easy to know what a technical foul is.
And less interpretation of the rules. Like DPI, make a call. What's even the rule? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Technical foul. Come on, dude. Come on. Softer than ever.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Plus, like, that Giannis play, biggest highlight of the night.
100%.
Guaranteed. Dunk, stare down. People love that. You're to team up, kick him out. They talk about load management and fans wanting to see players. And yet, you kick out your star player in
Yeah.
the third quarter.
Something like that.
Come on, dude.
I hate it.
That's just one example.
Give me robot officials. Somehow.
Tough for an NBA, right?
Give me robot officials somehow.
Or skybox.
Don't even care for that.
Or same thing, like hold refs accountable.
That would
Press
be nice.
conferences.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Fines, penalties, firings.
Yeah,
anything.
I've never even heard of it. Who was what was that dude's name?
Tim Donaghy?
No. The burner account guy.
Oh, man.
He retired.
Eric Lewis?
Yeah, he was just
Right?
like, yeah, no thanks. I don't want to do this anymore.
That was a mutual decision there.
Like, I don't know. Zach LaVine.
Now, see, I didn't know the sweepstakes were closed.
I didn't know the sweepstakes were even going on.
That's been talked about for like 2 years.
Yeah, but who wants Zach LaVine?
Apparently, according to the Bulls, a lot of teams.
No, they don't.
But there's no way anybody does, right?
No.
And if they did, what are they giving up that the Bulls would take?
The Bulls are going to want way too much. Zach LaVine's contract is not a good one to take on. And he's not a great team player. He's very good offensively, not great defensively.
Again, what team is one Zach LaVine away from taking that next step?
There's not one.
Who's desperate for a Zach LaVine?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Maybe Toronto, just because they have nothing. Maybe Houston. Like teams that just have nobody. Maybe the
Just throw a
Hornets.
star in there.
Maybe the Hornets actually get better. That'd be like the only team that might be able to make a noticeable run because LaMelo Ball has no help. So if between him and Brandon Miller and now Zach LaVine, maybe you get that much better. I don't know.
One thing we forgot to write down, we have to talk about, Kelly Oubre.
Oh, yeah. Got hit by a car.
With no other details
Yeah, no.
besides broken ribs.
Yeah, broken ribs, cuts, bruises, all that stuff. Definitely going to miss significant time. Somewhere near his residence. That was all I got. No other context.
No police report info. Nothing from the league. Nothing from Oubre's camp.
It was just that he got hit by a car.
He's hurt.
Broken
and
ribs.
It'll be a while.
Yeah.
How bizarre.
I
He was playing pretty well too.
This is like, yeah, I don't know. How does that even happen?
Yeah, was it John Morant? Could it have been John Morant?
I mean,
Until you prove to me it was not John Morant, I choose to believe that it was in fact John Morant.
I don't know. I don't know how you just get hit by a car.
Well, I do. I have been. Albeit I was not a
that's
professional
right.
NBA
That
player,
is true.
so I was a child.
But, yeah, you were a child.
Yeah,
Wasn't it in a church parking lot?
It was indeed.
It's
By a
different.
pastor's wife, no less.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's bad luck.
That could be our TikTok clip. I'll get emotional talking about that.
Or just the video of you getting hit by a car.
Nah, that was pre-smartphone, dude. It'd be a grainy, like 120p.
People
flip
love
phone
that,
clip.
dude.
All retro style.
Yeah.
World Star. Look at this kid get hit, dude. It was a Monte Carlo.
Oh, even better.
She said she thought it was a trash can. She kept on going, didn't stop. Mama Kel had to run her down, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I bet you that's Shane's Monte Carlo now.
Rumor has it. I just got a text here from Woj. The suspect vehicle on Kelly Oubre,
Monte Carlo.
gray Monte Carlo.
Imagine. Oh, sorry. I thought you were a trash can.
It's a pretty big goddamn trash can.
Yeah.
I was like 2 foot tall at least.
Yeah. How old were you?
Like 4.
You shouldn't have been in the parking lot by yourself.
That's church, man. That's a safe place.
We thought.
I thought Jesus was watching over me, dude.
Well, he was.
I didn't
You
die,
lived.
so we'll take
Yeah,
it.
you lived.
Yeah, better for it. Scars and all.
Yeah. I always thought that was a birthmark.
I've made up so many different stories about what that actually is,
Yeah.
like in bars and stuff.
I bet you I have a way better one.
I guarantee you that you actually do.
Because I had brain surgery. I have a pretty nasty scar along the entire top of my head.
Correct.
And I told my G-ball coach that I got shot.
I've used that.
I said I got shot by a 22 specifically.
They couldn't get the bullet out. It's still in there.
Yep. Apparently that's what I was told, at least. I don't have that memory,
You believe it.
but that is what I was told that I said.
Correct.
So
Pretty big time move.
exactly.
Well, honestly, brain surgery is pretty cool, though.
Yeah, but so is getting shot and surviving.
Kind of cooler. Then you shot back.
Exactly.
And like,
What
guess
age
what?
is G-ball? Coach
Oh.
pitch?
6, 7.
Yeah, something like that. I shouldn't even have known what getting shot was.
What's the 50 lyric? I took 6 caps, but I'm still breathing.
Oh, I don't know.
That was you, dude.
It
That was inspired by you.
Yeah, I know.
Living legend.
Yep. These people don't even know.
No chance. Hey, you're a modest guy. You want to keep that on the DL, you know?
Exactly. You're welcome, 50. And yes, I can read Harry Potter, so come at me.
Let's go, dude. Come on the show, actually. We'll talk it out.
Exactly.
You could smoke something a little bit different.
Or we could.
I don't know if you want me on podcasts like that.
Well, we're getting to that 30-day mark.
So just turn my mic off.
Yeah.
Silent. Yeah, dude. Just soaking it all in.
Staring at mesmerized by our neon cigar sign.
Yeah, talking about cigarettes, by the way.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Where were we?
After Oubre. Any other news items here?
Wimby's pretty much turned it around. 44% from the field, 29% from 3, 20 points per game. I think like sitting around like 10 boards ish. Still 3.9 turnovers, dropped from 5. Would love to see that to continue to go down. I believe his ball handling is going down, which is nice. So good to see they're going in the right direction with him. That's about it.
What was that?
That was my phone. Somehow fell out of my pocket.
How did your team of the week do last week?
I forgot to write it down. But
You had the Brooklyn Nets, I believe.
yeah, they went 3-1.
We'll take that all day.
They only lost to the Celtics, which
Respectable.
kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
But good to see. Cam Thomas still lighting it up.
MIP. I had the Minnesota Timberwolves 4-0. Beat the Pels, beat the Spurs, and then beat the Warriors back-to-back. Game 1 against the Warriors, Draymond kind of stepped up to Ant after a big block. Turns out you don't talk shit to Ant.
No.
He responded big time.
Yeah.
Game 4, Draymond puts Rudy Gobert in a chokehold.
For like 15 seconds.
Yeah, and Gobert just like, like arms up. Nobody helps him.
Flailing. Yeah.
Because you would think Rudy Gobert could kind of handle himself, you know? 7
How
foot
do you even
1.
get in a headlock by a guy that's 6'9"?
Draymond's a professional, dude.
Unreal.
Chokehold. Locked up. Surprised he didn't sleep him.
Probably almost did.
I see. Rudy was turning purple. Looked like Volk in Ortega's choke.
Fun fact, if Rudy goes down, I think the next up is Volk to take that center spot.
I have heard that, actually. Yeah.
Last minute notice.
Great vert.
Definitely.
Gritty guy.
Very athletic.
Good rebounder.
Should be.
High motor.
Box out king.
Yep.
New team of the week. I'm going the Thunder, who go back-to-back against the Warriors this week.
Looking to rebound. Maybe no Steph, though. He missed tonight. Knee sprain. Might miss a few more.
Yeah, they go back-to-back against the Thunder or Warriors and then play the Trailblazers, and they beat the Spurs tonight on Tuesday.
Not just beat, but demolished.
Dominated by like 40 points.
Chet v. Wemby, round 1, goes to Chet.
They both played terribly.
Yeah, well, that's what he got Shea for. And Lou, the Torch, Dorch.
No. It's Lou the Tort Dort.
Oh, it's a Tort?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
We had to change it.
I messed it up, My new team of the week, the Indiana Pacers. They beat the Sixers tonight. They've got Orlando and Atlanta. Fun fact, the past 2 games, Tyrese Halliburton, 17 assists, no turnovers. 15 assists, no turnovers.
You know what sucks? Optimus Dime and Point God are taken already.
He's something new. And who better to come to for a new nickname than the S&S crew?
And the coiners of Greg the Torch Dorch.
And Lou the Torch Dort. 2 all-timers, dude.
All-timers.
You guys got any suggestions for Tyrese Halliburton's new nickname? Send them in, and we'll take full credit for him on the show next week.
Absolutely, we will. If I don't come up with something by then.
If we don't come up with something by then.
I'll be brainstorming.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Halliburton. Not a lot rhymes with Halliburton.
No, it's got to be something completely like Point God, Optimus Dime, like completely irrelevant to whatever the name is.
Let's go to the old Chat GPT. What you got for me, dude? Again, taking full credit.
I was trying to think of like villain Transformers. To kind of,
Megatron's taken.
well, Mega Dime.
That's
that
terrible.
doesn't work.
Starscream.
Screen.
Starscreen setter. It's Rudy Gobert, dude.
Oh man. I'll brainstorm.
I don't think I know any more villain Transformers, actually.
Yeah, that's about my knowledge.
1 and 2,
too.
dude. Let's phone a friend on that one.
Sure, I know some Transformers fans.
We're going to talk UFC.
We need to.
Incredible card.
Except
Damn near
for the
perfect
most
card.
part. Damn near. Yeah.
First off, the main card. Diego Lopez.
Unstoppable.
Electric. Dude's for real.
Yeah. Very excited to see.
2-1 now in the UFC.
Probably gets a top 15 guy now.
Should. Another first round KO over Philly native. Forget his name. Pat.
Sambalambio.
Oh, good Lord, I just had it too.
It's Pat. Starts with an S. It's really long and weird.
It's like Salanaki, something like that.
Yeah, hang on. I'm
What an
pulling it
idiot.
up.
We should do better prep than this, I watched the fight.
Well, I just wrote down Diego Lopez because he was the one.
Yeah,
that
me
matters.
too, but I want to at least know the guy he fought. Pat Sabatini is what it is. Pat Sabatini.
Who is I believe, Olympian wrestler.
Yeah,
and also a combat sambo champion.
Accomplished fighter. Very good fighter.
Yeah, combat sambo champion. Has a professional record of 18-5.
But Diego said catch his hands, dude.
Yeah, Diego is, how old is he? He's very young.
Oh, I
right?
think he's like 25, 26.
Yeah, he has a 23-6 record.
Also, my vote for the worst haircut of all time.
It's bad.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, that's a terrible haircut.
It's like a bowl cut mullet.
That's pretty much the only way to describe it.
I don't know how else to really even put it into terms. But the man can fight, so make fun of his haircut and catch those hands. Next man up, Benoit Saint-Denis. On a 5-fight win streak. The guy was French Special Forces. Only been training professionally for like 6 years. Vicious head kick knockout.
Beautiful. God, there's nothing better than a head kick.
Could you imagine landing one of those?
No.
That feeling.
No better feeling for sure.
I don't care nailing a half-court 3 at the buzzer, hitting a walk-off grand slam. A head kick KO like that. Nothing tops it. There's no way.
No. That was,
Textbook.
oh man, Fervolo was backtracking, kind of trying to get away, and it was a beautiful shot to the temple.
Because you never expect the head kick.
No.
Especially on the
But you
backtrack.
always expect the head kick.
You should, in the back of your mind.
You're back in the mind, you're like, oh, he's going to head kick me. You're like, no, he's not. No way.
And then boom.
The head kick.
In the back of your mind, you caught a head kick.
Yeah, in the back of your mind is where you live now. Congratulations.
The only not close fight of the card was Jessica Andrade butchering Mackenzie Dern.
Honestly, it was closer than you think, though.
Early.
Yeah.
Early. But also, the shots that landed on Andrade, granite chin, ticks him off.
She got hurt in there once or twice.
A few times.
But then it just looked like Dern was throwing pillows, man.
Well, as Andrade has the heaviest hands in that division.
Definitely.
Maybe in the entire women's side of the sport.
Now, yeah. Now that Nunez is gone.
Still an open, no news of the interim belt, or I guess new undisputed belt.
Yeah, nothing.
Not many contenders there, though. Juliana Pena, I guess.
Yeah.
Should take it. Either way, Andrade, with the finish, though, knocked her down like 3 times in a row. 4 total knockdowns, which is unheard of. And also, props to Dern for continuing to get back up.
Yeah.
She was out on her feet like 3 times.
Yeah.
I would have called it on the 3rd knockdown, personally. But
I would have called it when
one
she
more
was
for good
standing there and it looked like she had no idea what was happening anymore.
And not just, Dern is a great ground game.
Correct.
But she can't get it there.
No.
Takedowns are terrible. Even against Andrade, who is a great takedown defender, super strong, she has no way to get the fight to the ground. And then the biggest thing, she changed her head coach, and striking went completely out the window.
Gone.
No technique whatsoever.
That was ugly.
And her chin position, honestly, even for Andrade, her chin was up too.
Yeah.
But DC and Joe kept saying, Dern would throw and look to the sky.
Yeah, unreal.
And just take shots.
Yeah.
And her coaches wouldn't address it, period.
Yeah, I don't know what the move was with firing the coaches there, but it was a bad move.
And she should know that now.
She should.
But you can't rehire him.
She may not know anything anymore.
Hopefully forgot the whole fight.
Probably.
Now your co-main event, which we've been so stoked for.
I don't know what I said last week, but I thought I picked Tom to win.
You definitely picked Tom to win. The question was first round or second round.
I can't remember.
It's a coin flip. I'll give you either one.
The listeners will know. Regardless, I was right. Tom Aspinall knockout.
We knew it'd be a first or second round KO for somebody. Coin flip, either way.
But a 1-minute KO.
After eating a giant hook.
After
from Sergey.
100% getting stunned.
I thought that was it.
But isn't it crazy that was the only punch Sergey landed?
Pretty much, yeah. Tom is so quick to be a heavyweight, at his heaviest weight ever, and still be that quick, that agile, and to land that finish on a great combo with no training camp, short notice. He got hurt in training camp, so basically didn't train at all. Came off the couch and beat the scariest man, not just in heavyweight, but maybe in the entire sport.
Maybe on the entire planet.
He can make that claim. But not anymore.
Terrifying.
Because Tom is now the interim heavyweight champion. And probably should be undisputed champ.
Yeah, I think that's only a matter of time. I think he'll defend the interim belt.
Oh, for sure.
And
But shouldn't have to.
Apparently, Cyril Gahn says he's the hunter for some reason. I don't
Dude.
know who he's been hunting.
Aspinall would have rock gone.
I hope they make that fight. Just so Gahn realizes he's not elite.
Look, they're both very quick, very agile. It ends there. Aspinall has 10 times more power, a way better chin, better reach, 15 times better ground game. Gahn has no chance.
At all.
Sergey, at least as slow as he is, could land a huge shot and end it.
Yeah.
Gahn can't.
No.
But John Jones will not fight Aspinall. And honestly, legacy-wise, he shouldn't. Go fight Stipe, retire, leave it at that.
Agreed.
I would love to see it, but not going to happen. As for Sergey, what's next?
Just get better, fight for the belt again.
I think Sergey's definitely the second best heavyweight in the sport. But Tom is a level above.
Well, the problem is Sergey eventually will get lucky.
Against anybody else, yes. Against Tom,
He had Tom rocked
but Tom ate it.
with one punch.
Tom
he
ate
was
it.
he was very clearly dazed.
He was, as
That
he should
was
be. But anybody else
one punch.
is KO'd right there.
No, I agree. The thing is, if Sergey gets a little quicker and he turns that one punch into a combo, we'd be having a completely different conversation.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Completely different.
They'll fight again here very soon.
They will.
But yeah, Aspinall should wait for, I don't know, I guess Gone. I mean, who else is out there? Volkov, still a ways away.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, after again a 1 month, if that, training camp, very emotional post fight, as he should be. Really cool moment. And you think it couldn't get any better than that? And you're right, it couldn't, because the main event started off great.
It did. It was a very entertaining, close fight.
Even before that, 2 great walkouts.
Oh, phenomenal.
While Bruce is talking, both guys locked in, stare down, entire time. Actually, rewind.
Did you see the close-up on Yuri when his, warrior took over?
Oh, they both were. Yeah.
No. In the stare down in the ring, it looked like his eyes rolled in the back of his head.
It's like a shark.
And then it just completely, it looked like his entire face just morphed.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
Even going back to Tom and Sergey. Ref comes out, they talk, arm on each shoulder.
Oh.
Like, ultimate respect.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Neither have I.
Shake hands, dap up, go back and fight. Great respect. And of course, same thing with Yuri and Pereira. The 2 ultimate warriors. The closest thing we're going to have to a Mortal Kombat style fight in the octagon.
Should have been.
Could have been. Would have been if not for what I thought live was a definitely early stoppage.
And will always be an early stoppage.
Now, I did see a different view from more Goddard's perspective. Much more understandable.
Correct, but still an early stoppage. And push past that, whatever. Those are illegal elbows.
You've been hammering that point home. Just like Pereira was hammering those elbows.
There are rules.
Yuri.
You are not allowed to throw 12-6. And there was no arguing that he was throwing 12-6.
7 straight.
And you are not allowed to go into the back of the head, which is the only thing he could hit. Why is nobody talking about that?
Besides you, I've not heard a single mention of that fact.
Nothing against Pereira. They're both phenomenal fighters. At the end, I think Pereira would have won.
Yeah, if they didn't call it right there, it would have been called in probably 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, I highly doubt Yuri turns it around from where he was at.
But it is Yuri we're talking about.
But he was put in that position due to illegal elbows.
First, due to 2 huge connections.
Yeah, but then he shot.
The short position. Yeah.
And immediate illegal elbows. Am I wrong?
I have to watch it again. I haven't rewatched it since I saw it live. I didn't catch it then. But again, hearing nobody else talk about it, it's at least worth looking into.
While he was throwing them, I'm like, you are not allowed to do that.
And here comes 1 more, and 1 more, and 4 more.
Yeah.
And then ding, ding, ding. The new light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I don't know.
But mad props, of course, to Yuri for post-fight saying, good call, I was out. I mean, he's the ultimate professional.
He has to.
Ultimate samurai.
They'll fight again. There's no one else to fight. Jamal Hill.
I mean, he's still got 6 months left in his recovery, give or take.
Yeah.
And then what I don't love is Alex called out Izzy post-fight. Izzy will never go up to light heavyweight.
No.
Against Alex or anybody else, as he should.
No. He's already fought Alex when Alex was at light heavyweight anyways and knocked him out.
Correct.
That is over.
Yeah, as it should be.
We've ended that.
It's
time to move on. Alex, you should be prepping for Yuri and you part 2 or you and Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I would assume they wait until Jamal's ready barring any setback.
Honestly, what they could do is part 2. If Yuri wins, they do a part 3, finish that out, and then Jamal will be 100% whenever that's all said and done.
That's at least a year from now, though, if there is, 3 parts. I hate putting up the whole division on hold, but the problem is after those 3, there's really not anybody else that...
Jan? Does Jan get another shot?
No, Jan's fighting Volkov. Already been announced.
Oh, well, there we go.
So maybe in the meantime, Yuri fights Ankalaev.
Probably.
And Pereira just waits for Jamal. Because Dana said, of course, screw the Izzy call. Pereira should fight Jamal, which is what should happen if Jamal is healthy enough. So barring timetable there, I guess we'll see. Either way, I think we were robbed of what could have been an all-time great fight. What are you going to do? That's the nature of the sport.
Wait for the next time they meet again.
But either way, all-time banger card. 4 great fights, 1 potentially great fight. Memorable fight, at least.
Definitely.
And didn't hurt Yuri's stock at all.
No. Losing to illegal elbows never hurts your stock.
Alleged illegal elbows. Alleged. How about a stick pick here?
How about it? I believe you're due.
I'll take one up for the team here, yeah. Want to shake that up for me a little bit?
Eyes are closed, reaching in the bucket.
We're going deep here.
Going deep.
We're going to come out with the Rojas Street Taco.
Ooh.
Just a banger. Very unique stick. Definitely get some of those, taco seasoning, peppery, Tabasco kind of sauce.
For dinner tonight.
I'll bash tacos every night for dinner, dude. Although, actually, I take that back. Not anymore. Not that healthy. I'm going fight camp, man.
You can, if your goal, you can.
I understand everything about it.
All you have to do is count calories.
Correct. I can eat a piece of chocolate cake if I want.
You could.
But I'm going full bore. I'm going cold turkey, dude.
I think you should do carnivore.
I could.
I think you should.
I could.
Just meat, eggs, and fruit.
That's kind of a lot of what I'm actually doing right now. There's a couple things otherwise, but all my main meals, going meat, fruit, a little bit of veggies.
Just meat, fruit, and eggs, dude.
Veggies and fruit, same thing. Come on.
I'm telling you right now, you'll never feel cleaner. I did it for a month.
And what stopped you?
Just got lazy.
Biscuits and gravy?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but yeah, you will not feel cleaner.
I'll give it a shot. Definitely give it a shot.
Make sure you go organic fruit, though.
I picked the worst time to start a new trend like this. Because
the problem is you're going to eat on Thanksgiving.
I'm going to eat, but I'm going to build up the whole week for a cheat day.
Exactly.
You're going to prep for that.
Exactly.
Thanksgiving, baked goods, guess what? I'll eat no sweets.
You're going to eat sweets.
I'll eat some.
You're going to eat sweets. Holiday calories don't count.
They count for me.
No, they don't.
They will.
They don't count for anybody. If it's a cheat day, calories don't count.
Is it a cheat month?
No, just a day.
Cheat weekend?
However many Thanksgivings you have.
I'll go cheat from December 25th to December 31st.
That's a must.
Where that time is, who knows what's going on.
Nobody knows what's
Nobody's
going on.
working. You keep partying. You sleep all over the place.
There's literally an ungodly amount of cakes and fruit cakes and pies and brownies and eggnogs and
whiskey, cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my 1 week of the year. Well, I'll go all out.
Yeah.
Buck wild.
And then Thanksgiving, maybe not buck wild, but wild.
Not as bad because really not a ton of sweets. I'll have a piece of pumpkin pie maybe.
With way too much whipped cream, though.
Well, that goes without saying, but that's light on calories. It's just empty air, We'll take it easy. Easier than usual.
Don't do it, dude.
Look, man, we need one guy in shape on the show, all right?
Well, the problem is...
There's only 2 of us.
That is accurate. For now.
For the time being. Close, but no cigar. Our boy. Crazy Legs, Drew Fisher. flew out to Colorado this weekend to watch his Buffaloes play Arizona, like 5 rows back from the field.
Sitting
Sending
right
pictures.
behind LeVar Ball.
Yeah, LeVar was there. A couple other celebrities that he saw, like, right in front of him. Saw Shador, Dion, all right there. Great game, great weather. But then at the last second, a Arizona field goal to win the game. They were close.
But
Drew
no
was close.
cigar.
But no cigar.
Bums of the week.
If you didn't already know, Bills Broncos is one spot for everything I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Definitely flashback to the beginning, towards the beginning of the episode to hear why they're bum of the week.
Yeah.
If you need a refresher.
I gave a 5-minute monologue on that. Speaking of, did you see the 5-minute monologue the Mavs announcer did about James Harden?
No.
It's hilarious. He's like, James, you are the problem. Lays it out in 3 minutes.
Checks out.
That made a lot of sense.
I don't think the Clippers have won a game since.
The dude was spot on.
So.
Either way, Bills Broncos bums/bum of the week.
I'm going to nominate Mackenzie Dern for firing her striking coaches.
Not for losing.
And for losing because of that.
Yeah. After such momentum, too, like, that's when you change coaches?
Weird.
On your upswing?
Very odd.
Very bummy.
Exactly.
Speaking of bummy, Alfonso Tupatala. You know the name?
I
Probably
do.
not. Well, maybe you do. You should know the name.
I have to.
Your listener out there might not know the name. Plays for the Washington Huskies. 80-yard pick six, but it wasn't. Celebrating too early, dropped the ball at the 1-yard line, didn't score. What a bum.
What a bum.
But they did indeed win the game, so I guess no harm, no foul.
Correct.
But still bummy.
100%.
And last but not least,
Damian Lillard. Like I said earlier, shooting percentages 10 below his career percentages. No defense. Lots of turnovers. It's bad. Bucks are losing games because of it.
after all the hype around that move especially.
A lot of hype. Damian Lillard was never meant to play with a star.
Is it just aches and pains of a new environment,
Probably.
new team? He'll figure it out, right?
He should.
He's got to.
Kyrie figured it out.
Well, Kyrie's a genius,
Correct.
even with Luka having like 11 turnovers tonight.
Correct.
What are you going to do?
They
You know?
lost.
Yeah.
But
To New Orleans.
by like 20.
Yeah. But still, I think 8-3.
Correct. They are. But that's our bums. Now it's time to wrap up shop. You know what we always say. S&S.
To the moon!